Welcome everybody to the new Breakpoints episode, God Force Breakpoints 3, starting at the scheduled start time of 6:22. Everything is fine. This was what the original plan was. Everything is working. Ah, fantastic. Welcome everybody to the stream for the third time once again. I guess you heard everything, right? I'll say it again. This is a one-shot set about 300 years before the main campaign. We have TV Skyen as the guest. You've actually wait. Since we're gonna cut all that nonsense from before, all that exclusive nonsense. Skyen, can I force you to do your intro and plug your stuff a third time?
Yes, I will introduce myself for the very first time to the stream. Hello, everybody. My name is TV Skyen. I'm a YouTuber. I do videos about art and video games and a bunch of League of Legends stuff and Dark Souls, and I'm here to play a little bit of D&D in a very distantly connected thing to the main campaign, so I can't mess anything up for you.
Oh, believe me, people in these have messed up more.
To script out that intro.
Did Panda say for anyone else?
What'd you say?
Did Panda cut out for anyone else?
What?
It seems fine to me. I'm gonna hope that was Panda's internet, if there was because his camera messed up at the same time, so I'm hoping that was Panda's internet. You know what? We've floundered around in this intro for way longer than anyone watching this VOD has possibly seen or heard. So how about we get right into things, huh? This is going to be something,
sounds good.
Something that is, well, something a little new to this campaign, because I am starting this off in a very, very classic Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Now, I'm sure none of you in the audience believe me, knowing my DM style, but you know what? Be patient. So, it is, again, approximately 300 years before the main campaign in the world of Ventrell, in a small town, I'm pulling up the map here, that is just south of the mountains below Franklin. So sort of in that midpoint between Franklin and Abellio, in a small village that is not on this map at the moment.
Quick question before we start.
What's
Are
up?
we 300 years before the campaign of Cemetery War or God Force?
That, they are a week apart.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
Yeah.
I know that's
So
going to
it's
be a
300
question,
years
so-
and a week, or 300 years?
Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
okay,
good.
fine. It is 297 years, 6 months, and 3 days before the start of the campaign. Now watch me
You gotta get
horribly make
details
a...
for that book,
Yeah,
man.
we do have to.
We gotta get details for the lore book.
We gotta get details for the source book we might be making that I don't think we'd officially announced as a possibility yet, but now everybody knows. Oh well, I'm sure people will be excited about that. So, like I said, you are all in a small village, and since this is a very classic D&D campaign, you are all starting in a tavern. I'm doing it. I'm doing the most basic possible start that I can. Now, it is sort of up to you guys whether you all want to sort of be at the same table and talk to each other or not, or just sort of be scattered out. But you are starting in a very basic tavern. There are a couple, patrons of the place wandering around getting drinks. The bartender is serving things. There's a bard in the corner playing on his flute. So I'll leave it to you guys. Do you sort of want to, does anyone want to take the first character introduction? Or should I just move on with the mysterious stranger arc? You know how this goes.
Let's go with the Mysterious Stranger arc. I think we can naturally introduce our characters. It's
Mysterious Stranger arc? Alright, cool. It's going to be maybe even a little bit more blunt than people were expecting. Because as you all individually are, hanging out enjoying a casual night in the tavern of this small town, suddenly the doors burst open, revealing a very disheveled and scattered looking man who seems to very clearly be in a panic, as he announces openly to the entire tavern, "Adventurers! I need adventurers!" All the patrons kind of look at him confused before just sort of going back to their meals, not really concerned with anything that he says. They seem to be almost used to this in a way.
Oh my god, I'm an adventurer. What do you need help with?
All right.
Momo, no. Don't tell me that's your
All right,
character's
Momo,
voice.
go ahead.
God damn it.
Introduce your character, Momo.
Hi, I'm Dave, but with one Y and no E. I'm a barbarian, and I'm here for a good time.
All right, that's the episode, folks. So,
Okay, chat. When Momo texted me and said, quote, "I'm going with a Madison with 2 N's, 1 Y vibe for this character," which she did text me, I was not expecting it to be that blunt. But you know what? Okay. So the man quickly rushes over to seemingly the only person in this bar who has any interest in what he has to say. Frantically grabs her hand and starts shaking it up and down. Oh, thank you. We need your help so much. There's a hag in the forest, a terrible hag. She's stealing all the children, and kind of just continues going on with this, admittedly very generic sort of adventuring plot that, once again, no one else in the tavern has much interest in.
Oh my gosh, she's stealing children? That's like illegal.
Yes, it's very. I believe it is illegal. That's why we need someone to stop it. Of course, he kind of continues on. The bard in the corner, kind of looks over, and sort of plays a couple notes instead of speaking, almost like he's sort of adding a comedic soundtrack to this guy's frantic speech. You see a couple patrons, bar patrons, kind of chuckling as they look at this newcomer talking to whoever this guy is. No one taking the interaction seriously at all.
Is no one gonna help us save the children? Like, come on, you there, you.
For fuck's sake. Fine. A Goliath stands up from the corner, 8.5 feet tall, and walks over and goes, I guess I can be of some assistance to your help, love.
The man, who is fairly short, he's, maybe 5 feet tall at most, kind of quickly snaps his gaze over from the bard to the newcomer in the conversation, and then his eyes just sort of slowly drift upwards until they reach the full height of this man towering over him, and he goes, oh, well, you will certainly be of assistance, and he lets go of Dave's hand and, goes over and grabs yours and starts shaking it just as frantically.
Yeah, I don't know how much help I'm going to be to you, mate. Pacifist by nature, sorry.
Oh, well, surely you're okay with punching somebody if it's to save some children?
Are they technically alive?
Can you say that one more time? Did I mishear you there?
Are they, by all technicalities, alive?
Yes. I think.
Nah.
What do you mean by technicalities? I ask as the DM.
There's a very specific list of specifications that a creature needs to hit to be technically qualified as alive in my book. But if they hit all of those multiple qualifiers, then no, I can't be of any assistance to you. Other than healing, I can help the small one over here with the strange name.
Well, regardless, that will certainly be of assistance whether or not the children count as alive. He still seems...
Am I killing the children, or am I killing something that stole the children?
No, you're not killing the children. That's what we're trying to prevent here. We're not about killing children. As this guy kind of blunders on, one of the people on the other side of the bar, just sort of a gruff-looking old man, kind of shouts across. You hear him sigh, exasperated, and he shouts across. He goes, "Don't go with them."
What's that?
Don't go with him.
Why shouldn't we go with him? He's gonna save the children.
Does he have any proof of the children being in danger? This happens every week. Seriously, what? It's Tuesday, right? I didn't even have to look at a calendar because he's in here.
Does he steal the children?
The man at this, his eyes go wide and his kind of frantic babbling gets even more scattered. He goes, no, of course, I didn't steal any children. It's nothing like that. Continues on like this as the people in the bar kind of laugh at him again. The guy just gets more and more flustered over the course of his conversation as he leaves you two and starts running around to other people in the bar, again, frantically pleading them for help to save the children, whatever. Eventually going over to, let's see, a certain tiefling in the corner, and noticing that he has a strange book in his hand. He goes, you seem to have some sort of magic about you. Surely you would help me in saving these helpless children.
Oh, yeah, well, no, I am technically a wizard, but no, I'm sorry, I really can't. And then his book, rears up and slaps him across the face. Ow! No, I mean, I really can't. Slaps him again on the face. No, I not slaps him again. Okay, fine. What do you need? What do you need? And like the book sort of vibrates angrily in his hand.
The guy, he reaches over to grab your unbooked hand, and then kind of like pauses and slowly shifts over to the hand holding the book and like kind of grabs that by the forearm as he drags you out of your seat and over to the other two that he has already recruited to his cause.
Yeah, and he's sort of stumbling behind it, like grabbing for the table. It's like, no, not again.
I want the other players to roll an insight check real quick for me. Laurel does not have to.
That's an 11 for Dave.
That's gonna be a 4.
Okay.
For Volath. He's just looking over the head.
That's fair.
He's just looking over his head.
I'm gonna say Dave is just like a little bit tipsy.
And Nikhil, you can also go ahead and roll because you're watching. I assume you're watching this play out. So if you are, you can watch this as they're.
I rolled. I got a 10.
Oh, you got a 10? Okay, none of you notice anything particularly, noteworthy about the book. As he looks over and, again, still pleading for a couple more people. Eventually, the bard in the corner kind of lets out you kind of hear him let out like a little sigh. And he walks over a couple people, that he passed sort of chuckling and looking kind of sympathetic as he does. He walks over to you guys. You notice he's wearing a mask over the lower half of his face. I want all you guys to roll a history check on that, actually. This is maybe a world thing I can set up.
Cool. Is now a good time to mention I have a +9 in history?
Why? Sure.
Volath is very smart.
Oh, this is another thing. Sky, and your character's smart as well, right?
Yeah, I got a 10 on that roll though.
Okay, yeah.
That's gonna be an 18.
18.
I got a 22 on history, man.
Okay, you people know what this is. But I was gonna say to Skyan, historically, this is already the smartest party we've already had. Our characters are incredibly dumb. But regardless, kind of, what did Dave get?
13.
Okay, actually, you probably all know this. You notice that the mask that this bard is wearing signifies him as a member of a certain sort of order of bards that are decently common in this region called the Senza Discorso. They're mixed feelings on them from the world around, as they wear these masks on their lower halves of their faces that restrict jaw movement completely. They basically have taken a vow of silence, and they use their music exclusively to communicate, which is probably why this guy hasn't said anything. But he does kind of look over at you guys and sort of shrug. Out of curiosity, do any of your characters know sign language? I doubt the answer is yes, but that is technically a language option now, so I figured I'd ask.
I did not know that was a language option.
That's a new thing.
No.
Okay, so none of you know, but regardless, he kind of glances over at you guys. From his expression, you can tell that he doesn't really take this guy seriously either, and maybe is just joining to kind of get this over with quicker. But the strange man, still extremely flustered despite having gathered, a decently sized party of adventurers at this point, looks over at you guys, looks over, a bard, a barbarian, remind me what your class is, Panda?
Cleric.
Cleric. And a spellcaster of some sort. That's all I'll say, because I know Laurel's, something a little bit different. And he looks around and goes, all right, see, I told you I could do it. I've gathered a fine party of adventurers. He seems very self-assured that he can, you get the sense this is probably not, if not the first time anyone has responded to his call, definitely the most successful that he has ever been with it. And he goes, I'll ask one more time now that I've gotten quite a strong fighting force. Does anyone want to help me save these children? He looks around and points at the one raising his hand.
Hello. Would that be a good thing to do?
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that caught me off guard. Oh yeah, I know your pain, Nikhil. I've done that voice for a while. So, after being a little caught off guard by the kind of ominous, raspy-voiced figure who just raised his head, he goes, "And you are?"
My name is Trees. Trees. Hold on. Björk. I'm from the Björk family.
Nikhil,
I
did
don't
you
know if
name your character Tree Bark? I swear to God.
Trees Björk.
Okay.
That's Björk.
It's Treebeard when he's drunk.
Okay. So
Come on, man.
it says, oh, and Mr. Beard, something like that. What do you do? Are you perhaps a mighty warrior or a noble wizard? What do you bring to this this fine party that I have assembled here?
Well, I'm kind of on a self-fulfillment mission currently. I don't know if you've heard of my family, the Björks. They are the worst. They're very into pain, torture, suffering, general bad vibes. I'm kind of... I wanted to separate that. I think we should do good for each other.
Oh my god, that's so great. Positive vibes only.
Exactly.
You ever tried the pacifism, mate?
I was trained from birth to kill lots of things.
I mean, I'm an 8-foot dog.
There's got to be a way to incorporate that in my life, you know?
That's fair.
Nikhil, you told... I
have to.
I have to leak some of Nikhil and I's DMs real quick because Nikhil was like, I had such a hard time coming up with this character. I didn't know how to do like a different thing. And then he comes out with this, which I absolutely love.
I murder a lot of things. There's got to be a way that I can use that for good.
Okay, well, the small man looks, you know, it takes him a bit to process what this guy just said. Before, again, he kind of tentatively walks over to you, takes your hand, and shakes it vigorously, like he did for everyone else, but like very quickly, and then he quickly runs back to the group. He seems terrified of you. But it takes a second, and he, you know, after sort of collecting himself, the excitement comes back to his face after he has, you know, successfully claimed an adventuring party as his own that he's going to use to save whatever children he, you know, may or may not be in danger. And he triumphantly turns to you all and goes, well, let's not delay a moment longer. And then really, without waiting for any sort of response, very overdramatically marches his way out of the tavern to a chorus of laughter from all of the other people.
And the tiefling follows him immediately, but he follows him like arm first with the book in front.
As if being pulled, okay.
And he like casts a desperate glance over his shoulder like, help me!
Should I be worried about how everybody's reacting to this, man? I don't
One of the
really
guys
understand what's
pipes up and
going
goes,
on
oh no, you're gonna have a great time!
Hey, he said it was good. Let's do some good. And I just stroll out.
Starting to second guess this whole endeavor, but all of you are probably going to die, and I can't have that on my conscience. So, sure, let's go. And I take like 2 steps, and I'm already out the door.
Panda, your audio is low. I can.
Yeah, I think it's more on your end because I've turned up your audio a bit, and it's still kind of dropped.
I have my audio cranked as high as I possibly
Okay,
can.
your audio is now maxed on my end, so I have an idea of what I can do to fix it if it's still bad, but I'll try my best.
Let's see if this
that
makes
did.
it better.
Definitely.
Okay.
There we go. All right,
I
I
might
just
need
had
to
the
turn it down.
microphone
Anyway.
too far away, I guess.
I'll get that as we're going. Regardless, with you guys all out of the tavern, you know, this guy, once again, does not really wait for any sort of response and begins kind of just marching off towards the nearby forest, which is a bit a ways, with people still sort of laughing at him as he goes. The bard kind of walks up to who's like kind of in the middle. We know Laurel is first. Trees is. Are you walking with the group, Trees, or are you like?
I'm striding after whoever we're following.
Okay.
So I'd imagine I'm nearish to Laurel.
Okay. My question is basically like, are you guys all walking together, or are you in like two clusters?
I think we're together. We left.
We're probably all
Okay,
together.
so you guys are all together enough.
Mostly together.
The bard walks up next to you guys, and still not talking, puts his flute up to his mask. You can tell it has like a little hole in it where he can blow in, and starts playing a tune, though somehow probably through use of some sort of magic. The tune, sort of as it is leaving his flute, shapes itself into words in a way. It's a little hard to parse since it's very musical, almost like, you know, reverse a cappella is what it is. It's, you know, the sounds of the flute making words, not, you know, the voice making sounds. And he kind of, so through this musical speech, you can hear him go, so do any of you know what you've gotten yourselves into?
Saving the children from an old hag.
I'm pretty sure all these fuckers are gonna die, so I'm just making sure that
Spreading good vibes.
And Laurel is just like a whimper, like,
I can tell that by your voice.
Yeah, at that, he turns to Laurel, actually, and goes, so what's your deal with the book and the not wanting to go with it, maybe?
Yeah, and it's like he sort of has a pained expression on his face. It's like, everything is fine.
The bard nods, pauses for a second,
Seems
and then
like
just
it.
kind of decides he doesn't really want to press that any further. He goes, well, this should at least be a quick adventurer. This man is in here again every week, as some of the patrons say. I see him all the time, and he isn't quite right in the head from what I can gather. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Legato.
Hello, Legato.
It's nice to meet you, Legato.
Pleasure to be in your service.
Hello.
Every time Trees talks, Legato kind of gives him a side eye. Still, like, I imagine Trees has the very... What species is Trees? I don't actually remember.
Bugbear.
Right, okay, so he is a very monstrous in appearance as well. I should have remembered that, because first bugbear we've had in the campaign.
Giant, disgusting creature who's like, I'm spreading good vibes, man.
Oh yeah, and Dave is just a human woman.
So yeah, so we have
A human lady.
we have two giant monsters, some sort of possessed tiefling in some manner or another, and then just woman,
Some
just
lady.
a regular
a
lady
A
who is
guy.
here, and then the kind of confused old man sort of just marching along in front. He is again paying
Oh
you
my God.
what? Did you?
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fucking crazy.
I told you this is a classic D&D adventure. The man kind of continues marching along. He sort of looks over his shoulder every now and then to make sure you guys are following, and then like every now and then gives you a thumbs up. You can roll an insight check on him if you want to get any sort of idea of his vibe, but you know, he's not talking to you at the moment. He's just leading you on.
That's
That's gonna be a 9.
13.
All right.
He has perfectly fine vibes.
Yeah. So
Fallout doesn't care. He's like, this guy's full of shit. Anyway, I'm just here to make sure these guys
Yeah.
don't die.
So the guy seems, you know, whether or not whatever quest he is leading you on is legitimate or not, he seems to fully believe it. Notably, as you walk through the village, there are children around, like, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, just, you know, walking around, you know, you see a couple of them playing with a ball in an alleyway. It's not like this town is missing any sorts of children. But after a bit, as you get to the edge of this forest, or of the village leading into the forest, he very quickly like stops short and whips around with a big grin on his face. He goes, "All right, adventurers, this is where we go off the beaten path. Are you ready?"
Yeah.
What's up with your vibes,
I'm just
man?
very excited that we're finally getting to save the children.
I want to use that there's children nearby. There's children just around.
It's like a normal, you know, it's not like, yeah, it's what you would expect in a medieval village sort of thing.
Not an abundance of
Yeah,
children.
there are
I
kids
want
around. It's not like they're all missing.
I want to leer over a child and just be like, "Are you in danger of dying?"
Are you just
Enoch
going up to the
afraid.
nearest kid? Like, is that what you're, are you doing anything? No, okay, well, we're
No, I just, like in my head, it's more turning to a child running
Yeah.
by and shouting.
okay, you got a decently high luck roll, so you did not talk to a child whose, like, parents were immediately nearby. It just gave you a roll for luck. Though I will say, I'm gonna do another roll. Okay.
Have a Venture Bros moment, lean down.
Ignore
me!
The kid kind of, I mean, what do you think is gonna happen? The kid looks up at you. Her eyes go wide, and she just starts crying and booking it away as fast as possible as this gigantic, like, horrifying monstrosity, you know, seemingly legitimately checks on her.
Oh my god.
The man that you're following, who's, still unnamed, is not at all fazed by this whatsoever. But just kind of still gives you a smile, like waiting for confirmation from the rest of you.
This man is right. They are clearly afraid of something.
Like, I go up to Therese and be like, okay, Therese, I'm going to tell you something that my mom told me. You're being a lot right now. You got to tone it down.
I'm very sorry.
Awesome.
Well, if they're crying, they're not dying.
Fucking band of idiots.
The man kind of just he watches this expression, and you see a little bit of fear come over his face, sort of the same way as when he interacted with Therese the first time, before nodding and just turning right back around and strolling off into the forest again.
And once again with a yell.
So he's definitely not leading us to children, correct?
He's leading us to missing children. These are the here children.
But if he knew where they were and they were missing, then are they really missing?
You just blew my mind.
I thought you said SG wasn't in this fucking episode, Momo. God damn it.
Every character Momo plays just happens to be omnipotent. That's just a side thing.
What's crazy is that I literally tried to make my person's stats to be so bad and like ridiculously like 10, 10, 10, and I rolled really well. This is the smartest character I've ever played.
Okay.
That means for the first time ever.
It's just the Genius Valley girl.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Again, it's not like that bar was very high for our party.
I was for the first time ever. I'm the dumbest one. I got sort of intelligence.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty smart. This character is actually the smartest one I've ever played.
As you guys, I assume you're following him into the woods. Again, you can change your path if you want, but he's going with or without you.
I'm going.
I'm still going though.
I am 100% certain that everyone in this party is going to die, and as a cleric, I'm like, I need to make sure these fucking morons actually make it back to that fucking tavern. There's no goddamn
So
way.
the man continues off. He doesn't seem to be going down any sort of notable path. Like, you're not going down a road. You're just going into the woods, sort of towards the mountains. But after a couple minutes of walking, when you are sort of out of earshot of the village, the man stops short and whips around with a much more serious expression on his face this time.
Can you stop fucking doing that, man? Jesus!
He goes, tone completely shifted, goes, good, now we can get to business.
Where are the
fuck?
children? Is this where they went missing from?
He goes,
What is this?
for the
Who is
record,
this man?
everything that I've told you up to this point is completely true. This whole thing, it's an act of sorts to get adventurers who are only the most noble, only the most willing to help the lower among the ones who are clearly insane and in need of real help. No one else in that tavern is willing to assist me whenever I come into this ranting and raving about something crazy, but you, I can tell you're all noble. Legato looked, you can see, like, you can't see the bottom of his, face because of the mask, but, like, his eyes are wide. Clearly did not expect any of this from this guy who he has been seeing for a while.
If anything can be said of Volat clan slaughter, it's that he's noble.
Clan slaughter?
Don't ask me about that.
What's with the name?
What did I just tell you?
Yeah.
He's high intelligence, he's low wisdom.
Yeah. Don't ask. It's so rude to ask people like how they got their names. Like, how did you get? Like, if I asked how
Listen
you
for
got
the
your
tiny
name,
one.
that would be super rude.
Oh, my mom gave it to me.
Oh, I didn't ask though.
Oh, man. Wow.
Oh my god.
Dave, okay.
No, I don't actually need to be rude. I'm
You
sorry.
just hit him with the most blunt who asked that you possibly could have.
But I didn't fucking ask you, man.
Like, the whole point is that I didn't ask though.
The man who was, he kind of chuckles at that.
I like her.
He
I
kind of
like
chuckles.
her.
Laurel sort of seems to be trying to work out the logic of that on his fingers.
The man kind of, he's standing up much straighter now. He actually reaches up to his face and rips off his mustache and beard, which was fake. And he goes,
I was wondering why that looked so fucking.
kind of gives you a glance, and then just sort of like, you see him like, okay. Clearly he thought his disguise was decent. And he goes, the hag in question, the hag is definitely real, but she strikes rarely. She's not going and, Pied Pipering all the children out of town in one night. One goes missing, every couple of months or so, but I've been tracking her.
Somebody note that
yeah,
the
I
Pied
said that
Piper
one on purpose.
exists.
I said that one on
Pied
purpose.
Piper canon.
I mean, technically Batman's canon if you want to go through the ancient text bits that they've dropped
Batman
in.
is canon.
But
Batman is canon.
we'll get,
And Capri Sun. And
we'll
movies.
get into
Most-
that later.
The more elusive man bat.
Yeah.
So he goes, like I said, everything that I told you is true. As far as I can tell from my intel, the base of the hag is somewhere at the foot of the mountains. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys would have figured this out by now, but I'm an agent of Franklin Castle.
Oh, for God's sake.
Fuck you.
Let me pull up the map again and remind everybody.
Where's that?
Let me pull up the map again and remind everybody that I did say at the beginning, though the audio might have been bad at this point, that this was taking place in a village that was sort of to the mountains directly south of it. So Franklin Castle, for those who don't know, and for Skyen, is there was a bounty hunter in season 1 of this campaign who I described as being basically a Punisher joke, and Panda called it immediately when I described him visually. I was like, Matt, if this guy's name is Frank Castle, I'm going to be so mad at you. And I was like, no, I'm much better than that. There's no way I would make a pun that obvious. And then like 5 minutes later, I revealed that he was trained at a sort of training facility named Franklin Castle. It's a place. So
when we find this old hag, are we supposed to punish her?
What has she been doing to the children?
the
Leave now.
the guy once again,
Goddamn.
the unnamed agent looks at Dave and goes, I like you. You get the idea of what this mission is all about. See, I've been trying to get some other agents on this case here, but none of them believe me.
I totally believe you. You're a really trustworthy person. I can see it in your aura.
I did trick you all into coming out here, but I will
can
take
definitely
that as a
tell that
compliment
you're very-
regardless.
You're a very trustworthy man with your disguise and lies and sneaking us out into the woods where nobody can hear or see us.
He looks at he turns and looks at Voloth again, he just stares you in the eyes for a good 3 seconds and just nods one time. He goes, we've been talking for too long. Let's get back to it. And, in the same sort of manner as in his disguise, just turns and marches off into the woods, but less with the optimistic manner. Far more serious, down to earth now.
I follow.
As you guys walk, he kind of, without turning around, goes, any of you ever fought hags before?
Is a hag just an old woman?
Kind of.
Well,
but
no,
with magic.
technically a hag is a classification of fae. They operate in commons.
And the book reaches up and slaps him across the face again.
The nerd is correct.
Then no.
Yeah, no, I don't really talk
Would
to
by
old
any
people.
classification a hag be classified as alive?
What again? Can I ask for clarification on what your definition of a lie? Because it seems like you got some stuff going on.
Is it a living thing?
He at this he stops not as abrupt, but he stops sort of thinking, as if he's kind of trying to process whether a fae in this case would count as a sort of living thing, and then he kind of turns back over to Laurel and goes, "Nerd."
Yeah.
You got an answer for this one?
Yeah,
Is
no,
he here?
he doesn't know what to say to that.
Okay.
He doesn't know what a nerd is.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
He then turns and looks at the book in your hand and goes, "Does the book know? I think it looks. I mean, it's been doing weird stuff. Is it alive? I'm not to
He has
judge."
that pained expression comes back over his face, and the book is fine.
Yeah, I can answer this one because Laurel and Laurel's book seem to be a little bit occupied, but I'm pretty sure hags are undead. Yeah, that's why they're all wrinkly.
Okay, then I
I've never killed a hag before, but it can't be harder than the other couple hundred. It's fine.
The guy opens his mouth. You're not really sure what he's going to correct, whether he's going to comment on hags being undead, which he doesn't think is true, or if he's going to comment on what Volath said. But then decides, everyone's on board, and sort of just starts marching forward. Legato, at this point, kind of pipes and goes, I don't think hags are undead. I'm not sure, but, like, from what I've heard of them...
Let me grant you some classifications here and see if we're counting this as living, okay? And I'm going to point at Treese and be like, he is not alive. However, this over here, and I point to an actual tree and go, now that would count, though.
What tree did you point out the first time?
You. I pointed you, and then I pointed a tree. Like an actual tree.
I just call myself that. I'm a bugbear.
No, I pointed fucking Keel, and then I pointed an actual tree. Working around this stupid fucking thing.
Legato, once again, he kind of, like, looks, and he stares at... He kind of, like, leans in and squints at Treese. Goes, no, I think he... Did you mean to do that the other... That doesn't seem... Okay.
I am also...
I don't make mistakes.
And again, he's, playing all this through his flute, so it's sort of like this very confused-sounding melody that you could kind of place as words before... I imagine it's kind of like the... When like that kind of bit, but just musical.
So, like, Volath, am I dead? Am I alive, or am I, like, dead to you?
It depends. What's your exact height?
My exact height? Sorry, that was SG a little bit. My exact height? I don't know. I haven't, like, stood at a ruler in a long...
Well, that's technically a determining factor, so it's fine. We'll figure out if this the hag is counted once we get
Okay, I am smaller than you, so if that means I'm dead, then I guess I'm dead.
I would like to interject. I also don't remember dying.
Yeah.
After a moment, Legato pipes up and goes,
it's not actually about alive or dead. It's counting if something is alive as like a living that you guys don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. Hey, Laurel's book, do you get it?
The book sort of vibrates in his hand, and he just says, "The book is fine."
Okay.
You seem to have said that a
Legato
couple
once
of
again
times.
speaks, the book doesn't seem fine.
No, the book is fine.
Hi, book. What's your name? Like, Laurel gave his name, but didn't give your name.
Yeah, and the book just kind of vibrates, and he just gives you a look like, "Please stop asking questions."
Oh, okay. I guess he's a private person. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm super private.
Book can keep its own secrets, I guess. Let the book live its life.
Yeah.
Regardless, as you guys, continue walking, the unnamed agent still does not speak much. He still seems strange, even though he's clearly a weird dude by merit of the whole sneaking plan in the first place, but he seems to at least kind of have an idea of where he's going. That said, I want everybody to roll a survival check.
Oh, this should be good.
I don't know why.
That's
I'm really
a
good at
1.
that. That's dirty 20.
Okay.
That is going to be a 24.
That is an 11.
Okay, so Treese kind of knows what's going on. Laurel, I imagine, is still trying to figure out the trees are alive comment and is very distracted by that.
He's not a person who's accustomed to outdoors.
Yeah. So you guys, he does again. The agent does seem to know where he is going. He's going in a very, very, very straight line, like to the point where he will approach a tree and then just walk around it and go back into the straight, direct straight path as much as possible. That's the main thing you notice about his way of moving, which is a little bit weird, but maybe he's just well trained. After maybe an hour of walking, at least maybe a little bit longer, because this is fairly far out of the city, he once again stops really abruptly. And you can kind of see a clearing in the distance. He turns around again and goes, "We're here. Everyone ready for a fight?"
No.
I don't know how many times I need to tell you, man, that I'm a fucking pacifist.
Everyone
That's
but the
not gonna
Goliath
happen.
and the tiefling, the nerd. Do you know what... You look really confused every time I say nerd. Do you know what that means?
No. Is it a kind of food?
Just to be clear, I am insulting you.
Oh, well,
And he doesn't really have a response to that. He's just like, oh, yeah, like he's used to it.
He not...
Don't be mean to the little dude.
Understand.
I was like born ready for this. I'm so ready to save the children.
At this point, I want everybody to go ahead and get on a roll 20.
Oh, mother.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Did you drop
Oh, wait,
the link?
no, I should probably do that, huh? I had to close out the tab because I had to restart my computer a billion times. Let me send the link to everyone, and then we'll get in. Invite players. Skyen's already in because I sent him the link already. Okay. Copy link. As this is joining, the guy continues talking, kind of briefing you on what hags can do. He goes, "Okay, I know none of you said you fought hags before. There's a couple different varieties. What we're going after, best I can tell, is a green hag." And then he just sort of goes on, the abilities of green hags. Are you guys paying attention? I guess that's a question I should ask you all individually, because he's just sort of going.
Laurel is paying attention, like with all the typical attention of someone who thinks he should be taking notes in case there's a test.
Got it.
Volath is listening because he needs to know how to treat all the problems that this thing
That makes perfect
about
sense.
to cause.
So after wait, I gotta log back into the DM. After a couple minutes of
Ooh, you're echoing super bad here.
Yeah, someone audio is coming through roll 20.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You just go through and mute yourself on roll 20. It might be me as well. Let me find out. I should have everything on none. So just go through into settings and mute yourself on roll 20 if you're not. It's under audio and video. I should have mine disabled.
I think it was me. It should be fine
cool.
now.
No, they're still echoing.
Oh, is there not? Or is there? Is there echoing for the stream, or is it just echoing on our Skype?
I'm just hearing echoing from you, and I can hear myself
Echoing
also
from
echoing
me
back.
specifically?
I don't hear any echoing.
I don't hear
This is
any
weird.
echoing
Hang on.
anymore.
I don't hear an echo.
Did you mute everyone else
That might be you, man.
on the roll 20? Not just yourself.
Okay,
I'm trying to... How the hell do I mute people on roll 20?
Oh, if you go into settings, audio and video, and then click others can hear and see, just select none for both of those.
Yeah,
and
those
then
are both set to none.
You
so
might
I
have to
don't
reconnect.
know.
Scroll down a bit
Yeah,
and click
hang on.
reconnect. That might fix it.
Let's see. Otherwise...
Is there anything on roll 20 or?
There's not yet.
No.
There's not yet. There will be in a second. I haven't put it. The stream can't see it yet either.
I think we're good now. No more echoing on my side.
All right.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah. If you have to reconnect manually. So, behind him now, you should be able to see something. Let me turn over to the stream thing. Stream can't see it because I had to reboot everything. But that'll just take a sec. You guys see a. Oh, and now Skyen's thing is gone. Oh well, I'll fix it as we go. You guys see a clearing behind him as he talks. Let's see. I'm getting everything set up. There we go. There's that. Let me get Skyen's camera back in here. And you guys source. Hold on. I forgot to. This was my bad. I forgot to set this up on both pages. But that should just take a second here. And boom. He's in the wrong spot, but he's there. Okay. So you guys see a clearing with a large sort of temple-looking entrance at the base of a mountain behind him as he is going over his very well-planned, very strategic battle strategy. And you can't really see anybody in the clearing where you guys are, but there's, definitely something there. He didn't just lead you to the middle of nowhere. So I want everybody to go ahead and roll initiative. Up here.
I have a literal +0 on initiative. I don't know how the fuck I got this good of a roll.
17.
That's a 17.
Got a 12.
I am a healer. I am
can
supposed
heal
to be
first.
at the end.
16.
God damn it.
All right. What did you get, Skyen?
I got a 3,
A 3.
which should have showed up in
Oh,
roll
yeah,
20.
so
But
I have different tabs open. I was changing something else at the time. Let me go ahead and get your minis in here. So, you guys are coming out through the bottom here, which the stream can't actually see, but I'll get that there. After planning out the battle strategy, which again you guys may or may not have listened to, probably depends on you guys, sort of without waiting for any confirmation. Once again, the guy just kind of strides out into the clearing. He seems to be going like a little stealthily, but he just goes. Do you guys following him, or are you guys trying to take any sort of pathway around?
For the love of Christ, can you try not to die for once?
If we're isn't she gonna see us if you're walking so
like, and he's following directly behind the guy.
Isn't she just gonna see us if we're going so directly to the?
All right, I will put it. I don't have custom minis for all you guys, so this wizard here will be Laurel, and I'll give you all control of him as I'm putting him in.
I'm gonna turn to Laurel and be like, Laurel, I'm gonna tell you something that my mom told me, and I also told Tree. You're being a lot right now, but I believe in you, and I give you a bardic inspiration.
What weapon do you use, Dave? If any weapon, instrument, whatever.
He seems encouraged but confused.
I use a glaive for fighting,
Okay.
and then I think I chose like something really stupid for my...
This is just for the purposes
Oh, I chose a whistle stick for my instrument. I don't even know what that is.
Perfect. This is just for the purposes of
I
minis in here. So you'll be this one with the sword-looking thing. It's long enough. My options are limited here.
Oh, I didn't even see where we were.
Yeah, you're at the bottom. You're at the bottom.
How?
Let's see. For Volath, I guess I just need someone who's big, right? We'll give you a shield. Just because this guy looks large. The shield makes him look bigger. Oh, perfect. Give you control there, Panda. And then I have a goblin. Goblin might look enough like a bugbear in this case. Do you have armor, Treese?
I do?
It doesn't really, again, it's just kind of for, here, we'll just give you a goblin warrior.
Yeah, no, I'm wearing something. I have
then
something.
I'll give you this this armored goblin guy here, and then I guess I need one for Legato too, don't I? All right. Controlled by, where's Nikhil? I can't, there he is. And then I'll add Legato. He can just be, he can be, oh, that guy looks like he has a flute of some kind. He can be this guy. Now, as you go forward, you don't see anybody. There is this large sort of pedestal in front of you, but it doesn't really seem like there's anybody on it. Who got the highest initiative again? That would be 17. 17, right, was the highest?
Yeah, Pen.
I also got a
Okay, who has the highest dex then? If two people got 17. Or did I miss here?
I have an 11
Okay.
dexterity.
So maybe you were the only
Was
one
I
who
the only one who
I
got
wrote it down
17?
wrong. My bad.
I got a 16.
Okay.
Maybe that's what you heard.
Okay. So combat has started, but there doesn't really seem to be anything at the end of this pathway here.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire.
What does Fairy Fire do exactly?
It is a first level spell. It says each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet, my choice. Any creature in that area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible. So anything that's invisible is outlined in like light. And I'm gonna choose violet.
Okay. I am assuming, where are you casting it? Because it's only a 20-foot radius, so there's space to...
20-foot cube.
20-foot cube, but, similar.
Ooh, it's so hard to see in the roll 20. Where am I?
You are
I
at the
am...
bottom of this sort of long stretch.
I'm in the red, right?
No, you are, again, sorry that the minis are...
I think
you are this one here. The one with the kind of long stick sword. What is that sword called?
Okay.
Version or something?
I guess I'm gonna cast it. Is there like a range on it? I don't think there's a
There
necessarily a
probably is, but
range
it's
on it.
probably large for this kind of spell.
Ooh, I mean, 20 feet is pretty big. I'm gonna cast it. I don't have my spell book thingy up. I'm gonna cast it like in front of us, just like a decent amount in front of us.
A decent. Okay.
I'm gonna trust you to place it where.
Okay. You know what? Fair enough. I'll actually give you that. So, as you kind of look at this blank clearing in front of you, Dave casts Fairy Fire, hoping to reveal something in the area, and this actually does work. With shortly after you cast this, a purple outline of what seems to be a green hag comes into view, just sort of standing in the middle there, and she cackles menacingly. Well, adventurers, it seems someone has finally come to stop my reign of terror.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, we have. Give us the children, or face our wrath.
Never!
Did you just say reign of terror?
Yes, my reign of terror with the children and all that.
Who is this evil?
Wait, do I have to be in combat to use a cantrip, or can I just
You
do
can
it?
just do it. I mean, technically we are in combat right now, but like, what are you?
No, I know, but it's not my turn in
Yeah,
combat.
for note, you can use cantrips whenever.
All right, I want to use a cantrip. Poison spray at her.
What's the range of poison spray? Because she is pretty far down the clearing right now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's kind
That
of
was
she
kinda
kind of
weird.
blends in, and I made this map very large, which I should not have done for streaming. But she's down at the end here. I can ping, and then you guys are all kind of scattered here around the bottom.
Well, never mind. That's
Yeah,
fine.
she's like 65 feet
Yeah,
away.
she's far.
But you said we can cast cantrips whenever?
Oh no. This is sort of a he asked in combat. Can you cast cantrips out of combat? Yes, you can do that. This is in combat. I'm confused. What were you asking, Nikhil?
I was asking that.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can cast. It's not your turn, but you can cast cantrips whenever.
Okay.
Now it is.
Okay, I have a cantrip.
Okay, good, because
Can
it is
can
actually your
cast
turn.
one
So
too?
yeah, go for it.
Okay, score. I'm gonna. What the fuck is this fucking evil? Lay down your weapons or face our wrath, and I'm going to cast. What is it? Thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah, thaumaturgy. And I'm going to create an instantaneous sound that originates from a point of my choice, which is going to be directly behind the hag.
Mhm.
And it's going to be a loud clap of thunder as soon as I say that.
Okay.
Okay, that's so badass, though.
Yeah, no, good trick. So the hag, as you say, lay down your weapons. The hag, kind of confused, looks down at her hands where she is not carrying any weapons, and then a split second later, just boom, right behind her, and you see her kind of like stumble forward, confused, and very much startled by this. So she, I'll give her a sort of 5 foot forward movement for that, but she doesn't have any weapons to drop. She's a, evil witch lady.
Drop her hands.
I'm tempted to make her hands fall
Telling
off.
me you kidnapped a bunch of children with just your fucking hands?
The agent pipes up and goes, "She's a powerful spellcaster. Don't underestimate her."
I'm underestimated. She's 65 feet away and just openly said that she's evil. That's... What am I supposed to do with that?
Now I believe it is your turn, Therese.
To do a thing?
You can do a thing if you want. Yeah, this is technically a combat. Weird combat though it may be.
I don't even think I have anything that can reach.
You can move. I mean, you can move and attack if you want. You don't have to just stand there.
Well, now I can cast the cantrip, right?
Yeah, you can cast. Yeah,
Because-
if you get in the range, you can
Alright.
cast it.
Still, no, I still get ahead of me. Poison spray for nothing.
Still, you just fire out your 10-foot poison spray.
No, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. That sometimes just happens when I get anxious. It's
What the fuck, man?
That's actually really dangerous. You should see a doctor about that. Oh my gosh, wait. What's your name again? I can't remember. Volath, you're like a doctor, right? You can fix that.
I don't know if I can fix that. That's fucking weird, man. I don't know how to help with that.
That doesn't seem that weird.
Thank you. I like you.
Legato at this point kind of looks over and goes, "No, it seems. Is anyone gonna do anything about this? Look, I was not expecting any of this to happen when I left the tavern. I just thought I was gonna help you guys deal with this guy and then go back. Are we all just gonna stand here for 20 minutes?
I thought we were all gonna be dead at this point, to be perfectly
20 minutes?
I'm just spitballing a number here. I mean...
can I call out to the hag?
Yeah, you can talk to her if you want. It is now the agent's turn. You can talk to her before you go.
Come closer.
No! Why would I do that? You can spit poison or something. I don't know what that was.
Only within like 10 feet, you're fine.
The agent at this point, it is his turn. He goes, "All right, everybody. We've been standing around here talking for too long. It's time to get into this." And he's kind of like slowly starts walking up very dramatically. And then just kind of stops. And then just kind of stops here. And turns around and goes, "Anybody else coming?"
I mean, if you'll allow it as a DM call, Laurel is constantly being pulled forward by the book to wherever the agent goes.
Sure, I'll let that happen. So I'll control Laurel. Well, yeah, there you go.
Like with a yelp, like no.
Funny enough, it actually is your turn now, I believe, because you have 3 initiatives. Because the hag did. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you the hag rolled a 1 on initiative.
Nice.
Good for us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if it is my turn indeed, then like at the time this guy stops, Laurel just keeps going. Approximately, I think, to here, and then like he sort of like no, I'm sorry, and then the book opens up and 3 beams of something emerge from them. That's a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And that is hang on, didn't roll all of the damage. That is 15 plus 15 plus 6 force damage.
All right. So Laurel, kind of continuously dragged by the hand that is controlled by the book.
This is the scariest Eddie and Venom situation I've ever seen.
Stumbles forwards.
Oh, it's funny you should mention that.
Oh boy. At the end of the forced movement, kind of just blasts these things out at the hag. They strike the hag, who shrieks and immediately disintegrates.
Holy shit, man.
Oh my god!
See, I
I've
know
been carrying that fucking book with you this whole fucking time!
You can go back off roll 20 now if you want, by the way.
Good times, dude.
I knew you could do it. That's why I told you could. Because you could. The whole time.
I've been carrying that fucking bomb with you this entire fucking time?
He turns around like very slowly with a look on his face like, the book is fine.
The book is definitely not fucking fine, man. It's just fucking eviscerated a woman.
Yeah, and like the book's pages are like sort of fluttering in the wind, and if you were paying attention to it, almost seems pleased with itself.
Yeah, right on. And I high-five the book.
And as you do, you notice that it's wet and slimy.
Oh, okay. That's not like
fun.
a super great feeling. You should probably wash that.
Yeah.
Now,
The book is fine.
as you're all kind of staring slack-jawed at the the terrifying and seemingly very powerful book and the tiefling who it just is maybe attached to it at the moment, Legato plays a cut notes, just sort of pointing out the agent that you followed is gone.
Oh my god, what happened to that
we're
guy?
gonna die.
Where did he go?
Okay.
Did anyone get his name?
Framed for murder. What?
He's a fucking Frankie. That's all you really need to know about him.
Well, if we're all done here, I suppose we can just go back to the tavern.
And
No,
Laurel
we
will
haven't
sorta-
found the children yet. We gotta go find the children. He probably went ahead into the cave to go get them.
Dave, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
The lady disintegrated after one single hit, and the person who led us out into this woods that's been moving like a fucking automaton this entire time also disappeared the second that lady did. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a trap. This is what the trap is. This is how traps are made. You are falling into a trap.
I will say I have been raised from birth to be a villain. We've been framed for murder. This is a pretty classic.
I've done it several times.
He is a bad fucking news.
Trust me, as someone who has actually done many murders, this is how you frame someone.
I don't know, but like that guy that I forgot his name had really positive vibes most of the time. Like there was that one time
I'm
he
sorry,
had like.
do you know
okay
anybody that can move 65 feet on foot in person, just
No,
in like
I
3
agree.
seconds
Yes,
without
but
anybody seeing them?
He was bad. Change
I
it.
mean, we were kind of distracted by the whole like Laurel and the book thing, so it would be pretty like easy for someone to walk right past
Okay,
us.
alright, Dave, I need you to talk to me for a second. Which direction is the door that we need to go?
Right in front of us.
Right in front of us, right?
Mhm.
That's where the hag was,
Yeah.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
Where the hag was eviscerated, the point where we were all just looking.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you want to tell me that the Frankie just fucking hoofed it like 65 feet in front of all of us, and none of us saw it?
You know, as you say, it does sound a little bit unlikely.
A little bit!
Well, perhaps he cast an invisibility spell.
Why the hell would a good guy cast an invisibility spell to get around the adventures that he brought?
I love this voice that
Oh,
Ted has brought.
This character started as the opposite of glib and has devolved to glib with accent.
Big glib with accent, that's all.
Legato speaks up again. He goes, he kind of plays a couple notes. He goes, I just did a detect magic. There's no invisibility spells here. There is magic, but it's not that. Definitely not that.
Can you do their little singy thingy and tell us if there are children in the caves?
I do not know of a spell called Detect Child.
Anyone who has that spell would be
Yeah,
sus,
no,
I
I
think.
don't trust anyone who has
Detect Child.
Detect Child in their spell list.
Hold on. I gotta have some action.
I want to go up to what's your character's name again?
Dave.
Dave. I go up to Dave. I put a hand on Dave's shoulder and I say, "Hey, people change. That's okay. We thought he was good. He turned out bad. That doesn't erase the memories we have with him. Now we can."
I feel really bad because I did
I'm sorry,
forget his
we've known
name.
this man for maybe 20 minutes. Am I the only one that remembers the fact that we walked away from a tavern with this man less than maybe like 2 hours ago?
I know, and I'm saying now is the time to move on.
We've had 3 conversations with this man.
None of which were particularly pleasant, Legato adds.
None of which were pleasant. 2 of those conversations, he's lied to us.
Oh my gosh, I can solve this problem really quickly. Hey, I just say really loudly, just like kind of into the cave, mouth of the cave. Hey, adventure recruiter guy from Franklin Castle, are you in there?
Are you walking into the cave or are you just going up to?
I'm like at the mouth of the cave.
I
mean, assuming we're out of combat,
we're out of combat.
Laurel has also slowly been getting dragged towards the cave mouth.
So both of you are... Yeah.
And like leaving like little trails behind him where his feet, like his heels are pushing against the dirt.
So both of you are at the mouth of the cave. Dave shouts in. You can hear like a faint echo as, you know, what happens when you shout into a cave, but you don't hear any response.
Like, what if he's hurt down there, Volaf? You have to help him. You're like a cleric and stuff. You're basically a doctor.
Are we canonizing the Hippocratic Oath?
Look at me. Look up at my eyes. You want to fucking tell me that something got into that fucking door while we were all standing here? None of us saw it, and now he is hurt to an extent that he cannot call for help in there.
It's possible. Anything's possible.
No, it is not!
Legato goes, I'm with Volaf. That doesn't seem like a likely outcome here. Nothing against you, Dave. You seem great. Bard to bard. This is a bad idea.
When learning about what good things were, I learned democracy is something generally favored. So I say we take a vote on whether we stay or go.
I don't like that.
All those who want to go, raise your hand.
Wait, go into the
book immediately
go
flies
into
up.
the cave or go back home. Which one?
Go back home.
Oh,
then
in that case, Legato raises his hand. Goes.
That
So
we
it's
win.
3
to 2. All right. I'll see you guys back at the bar. I'm buying.
All right. I guess we'll just go because it's unsafe to be out in the mountains, kind of like almost by yourself. I get that, like, Book, you want to go down there, but I don't think Laurel wants to. And I think if you're going to be kind of connected by the hands, you should probably get his consent a little bit more.
And like as you're saying this, like Laurel is still like slowly sliding across the flagstones towards the entrance.
And I'll actually go ahead and say that continues on until Book. I guess Book is first in this scenario. As you're kind of, I really only Dave is probably seeing this because I'm assuming the others are just leaving. Mm-hmm. Dave, you watch
Panda and I are
as Book
leaving. We're just walking away.
Book heads towards the cave and kind of just smacks into the entrance like Wile E. Coyote in Roadrunner. Just bonk. Smacks against the open, like there's, like it's painted on.
That's weird. I go in
from
like
off to the left. We hear meep meep.
I go and touch the cave entrance.
It's you can tell from touching it and feeling sort of the rocky surface. It's not even that this is an illusion, like a barrier that's been put over. This is definitely an illusion of a cave wall that has been set up on this cliffside.
We totally just killed a theater performer or something.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, it's an
Some
illusion.
dude who wanted to be seen as like an adventurer, and we just fucking murdered him.
I cast the spell magic on the door.
You cast the spell magic on the door. The large illusion vanishes. Any echo that was coming out of it vanishes as well. Cliff wall.
Well, I don't know what's going on now.
Yeah, the book finally sort of releases its hold on Laurel's hand, and it sort of almost deflates a little bit, like it's disappointed. And he's like, well, no point sticking around. Let's go home. And he immediately turns on his heels and follows the others as fast as he can go.
It's okay, Book. Volath's buying beer.
Don't worry, I have a lot of gold. Don't ask where I got it.
Yeah.
Dave, what are you? Because everyone else is booking.
Yeah,
okay.
going back.
Dave follows. I need you all to make a survival check to get back to the village because you are going through
I would love
an
it.
unpathwayed forest.
Oh my God, 15.
Hey,
17.
17. You guys are decent at this.
That was a nat 1, but it goes up to a 7.
Treese, ironically, is not great at this, despite name and class.
I was saying,
Yeah.
I'm also a druid. I
Yeah.
should be fighting for it, but I'm not.
11?
I got an
Okay.
11.
So Treese is Treese, like, lucky Treese is not alone. Volath is not great. I guess I should also roll for the Legato too, shouldn't I?
Volath is bonking his head on branches as he's going through.
Fuck,
damn it!
this is how I'll flavor this. You guys start heading off the wrong way, but luckily for all of you guys, Dave and Laurel quickly catch up and kind of like look at you guys as you start branching off, as they seem to be knowing which way they is the correct way to go back. So you also
Yeah,
Laurel's
actually,
like,
guys,
Well,
it's this
actually, we
way.
headed directly due east for approximately 15 minutes, which means our location is.
And then the book smacks him across the face again.
I want to have
Like,
constantly walked the wrong direction, motioned to Volaf to follow, and when he says that, just very slightly arc to where I'll come back to him. Like, never registered that I did it wrong at all.
So with a certain level of confidence, Dave and Laurel start heading back the way that you came, and you guys walk for about an hour, around the same distance that you went to get to this village, and you don't find the village that you came from.
The children, they're missing.
Ah, fuck.
Now they're gone. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, I have a really good sense of direction, so I know we're in the right spot, but where we're supposed to be is not here, which is crazy.
Is the village is missing, like it's empty, or it's just gone? It's
There,
just field now?
you are walking through the forest. You cannot find a village. Whether that is because the village is now forest, or because you have taken a wrong turn, or something has happened, you do not know. But you are still navigating through the forest. Legato plays a couple notes, sort of.
Is this the Street from Doom Patrol session? Is this
No.
the Street from Doom Patrol thing where there's like the flat ground where it used to be?
It is not that.
I've
It is
played
not-
trees everywhere.
Not that immediately. There is not like a flat, empty space. This is not that kind of thing.
Is there any reason to believe that Dave actually knows we're in the same spot?
You guys just met, so I would assume no. I mean, Legato again continue like every so often. Once you guys realize that you are maybe something has gone wrong, Legato kind of plays a couple notes on his flute every so often, just like I'm just gonna keep detecting anything. I'm not feeling any magic yet. Are you sure you went the right way? Turns to Dave and Laurel, who were kind of leading the charge. Oh,
Well, at least
Yeah.
according to my calculations, we should have been going the right direction.
he nods, goes,
Yeah, I'm like 100% sure we're going the right way.
That's actually, I want everybody to roll an insight check real quick. Also, I know Nikhil's camera has become Skyped. Hopefully he will be back in a sec. He's still in the call. So
That's a 13.
he's still in the call.
15?
I heard a 13 and a 15.
That's gonna be in that one.
Okay, so
Volat is still picking branches out of his eyes. Like, God fucking damn it.
So, all of you, except for maybe Nikhil, we'll find out what he rolls when he gets back. All of you kind of start to get the sense that, like, Legato, I mean, he's had maybe the weirdest day out of all of you, considering that he, from what he's said at least, he, like, knew this guy and was not expecting any of this. Laurel and Dave, you can tell he's kind of starting to get, like, maybe suspicious of you, given that he left the town where, as far as you know, he's been for a bit, and immediately something went horribly wrong. Like, he should know where he's going. Volath, he's definitely suspicious. He definitely did this.
Oh, I'm suspicious of...
Legato is giving suspicious vibes. Laurel and Dave kind of suspect that it's because, like, a bunch of strangers showed up in town and now he's on this weird adventure. Volath, you think he's suspicious because he's trying to hide that he did this somehow.
Can I, like,
I'm gonna shrink Nikhil's camera.
as best as Volat can, to slightly lean down unsuspiciously for being an 8. Momo, how tall is Dave?
Like average human woman height. So like 5'4", 5'5", 5'5". Let's say 5'5".
Okay. Volat is 8.5 feet tall. So as like as
inconspicuously
non-obvious
as a man can lean down
Volath
3.5 feet.
yeah, leans down to try and be, I don't fucking trust the bard.
Are you trying? You have to stealth check if you're.
Like-
Yeah, stealth check for that. Stealth check for being subtle.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Stealth
If
check for
3.5
Goliath.
feet of movement is gonna be stealth.
It's for the whisper too. It's more.
That's a 16.
Oh,
That
okay.
is-
I was gonna say. Oh,
I'm very nondescript.
Legato is you happen to, by pure coincidence, you do this as Legato is playing another sort of spell on his flute, and that happens to be just enough to cover your whispers. He does not seem to notice.
Oh my god, you don't trust me? Like, I'm a barbarian.
What are you fucking talking? No, I'm talking about the one that doesn't the one with the flute that doesn't speak. That one.
Oh, you have to be more specific because I'm also a bard, but a barbarian. I know it's like an unorthodox combination.
Okay,
but
you were the wrong
I'm
person
just
to
being
tell.
myself.
I stand back up to the extent I can't hear.
Like Dave is still talking.
Oh, I don't question that. You're still good.
I'm assuming that Dave is not trying to be subtle here. Like Volath was.
No.
Okay, so Dave is just full on talk. At this point, Legato turns around, with, still playing music to speak as he does. He goes, "Did you just say barbarian?
Yeah.
What is that?"
I am a bard, but I am also a barbarian.
You're a barbarian.
Do you mean a barbarian in the sense of a person who is considered to be without culture, or?
What
I
do
take
you
offense
think the
to that.
answer to that question is?
Well, I'm not sure. I've never met one.
I'm both a bard and I'm also a barbarian when it counts, and I like twirl my glaive.
Arguably, yeah.
He takes note of the glaive and sort of like there's this moment of like, should I keep talking?
Yeah, I'm actually quite capable at both.
Well, that's gonna take a step back.
Legato still looking suspicious for all the. Oh, I guess Nikhil, this is where we go. Roll an insight check.
Yeah, bird. 17.
Okay, so you get the same thing that Dave and Laurel did. Legato seems very suspicious, but like he's probably suspicious of not suspicious because he's hiding something, but he's suspicious because he's trying to get a read on you guys, these strangers that showed up in town, and then all this weird stuff started going on. He decides not to push the barbarian point any further. He goes, okay, so we have barbarian. healer of some kind. What are you, tree man?
I'm a druid, if we're gonna be like real technical about it.
Okay, druid is helpful, and then your guy with book.
Yeah, and again, like that pained expression. I'm a wizard.
He glances down at the book, glances back up at you, doesn't play anything, and then turns back to Trees and goes, "Okay, you're a druid. That's nature. Can you figure out what's going on?"
I don't know. Most of my training is very combat heavy. We'll see. And I don't know, because my computer is a black screen right now. Let's see what I got here. I have speak with animals. I think that might be the most helpful thing.
That could be very helpful.
I mean, ask a local bird what happened.
All right. Let's see how this works. I've never once played an actual having to do things as a person. I've never done this. Speak with animals. I just hit this button, maybe?
I don't think you have. Right. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to roll for speak with animals. That's just one that you kind of activate. So
then I get a local bird and I say, "Hey."
As Treese kind of tries to hail a bird.
Aren't you a slug bear?
I'm a bugbear.
A bugbear. You're a bugbear, and
however, I will say D&D defines it as neither bug nor
I was gonna say, Panda, do you know what a bugbear is? Because I'm wondering.
I have no idea what that looks like.
I was about to say, I'm wondering if the image in your mind is a hybrid of a bug and a bear, which is entirely not correct. Bugbears in D&D are kind of, I would sort of describe them as like human-sized goblins in a way, if that tracks with it.
Yeah, they're a subspecies of goblin.
Okay, yeah, so I was
okay,
exactly
I can understand why everyone is terrified of you now.
Yeah, I don't know why they're called bugbears.
Oh, because the bear and the bug combination was not scary?
That's a
well, no.
I also
thought that was what. I'm like, okay, if it's not that, what am I?
You thought it was like cat bugs
looking at here?
Bravest Warriors, but big? No.
Listen, the only other bear variant I've heard in D&D is owlbear, and that is just a combo.
You know
so
what?
Like...
I can't fault him for that. He got me there. That's a good point, actually.
You got me there, bud.
Just for fun facts, my dude is also 7 feet tall. So not quite the Goliath's height, but nearish.
I want, as this, as Treese is casting Speak with Animals, I want everybody to roll perception real quick.
Oh, also, I forgot to say, but Dave is not wearing armor. Just has the glaive, and just in like a really nice dress.
I'm fully just picturing Madison in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Madison with a glaive, just like, I can actually beat your ass. Like, that is the only thing that I'm imagining.
We're doing perception.
Yeah, perception check.
Yeah, 12 here.
I think something's wrong. I've rolled like 3 9s in a row. I'm just gonna roll again.
Oh sure, sure. If you get it, you don't just get to. You're just unlucky.
No, I'm literally like refreshing my page to see if it might actually be broken.
If you get a 9 again.
2 things. I got a 19.
Okay, no.
I had no 8s once. I did like 7 8s in a row one of these games.
Okay. I'm like, I think broken.
So what did everybody?
I got a 19.
19. Okay. Ooh, all right.
Got a 10.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a 13 though.
Unluckily for you, none of you noticed anything. Regardless, a bird, a small, I don't know what birds live in near mountains. I'm just going to say cardinal. I think that's right enough.
I was going to say cardinal.
Yeah, the cardinal is correct enough. This is also irrelevant. Why am I making this point of thing?
A small old man in a red robe comes down. Yeah.
A cardinal kind of, hearing Teresa's call, sort of flaps down, kind of lands on a nearby branch, cocks its head.
Little birdie, did there used to be some sort of village here-ish?
The bird kind of like jumps a little bit, hearing the very gravelly, scary voice that comes out of this. Now that I'm thinking about it, large predatory-looking creature that is now speaking to it. I actually
that was why I was asking.
Want to roll an intimidation check. You want to roll low here because you do look like a predatory creature that is now yelling at this small bird.
That's why I was
Yeah,
asking what they look like. That all I'm imagining is thinks a predator
Yeah.
is like, hey, get down here. Like,
That's so sad. He also is like every conjure of animal he has. Like insect, animal, grow insect, grow animal, commune with animal.
Hey, I'm not gonna make it like you don't have to get like a 20 to pass this, but I am gonna make you roll an intimidation check just to.
No, I think it works perfectly
Okay.
for him to not actually be able
Fair
to
enough.
do it. I'm
Well,
fine.
what is it? Roll the check.
It's 14.
Oh, 14. That's enough. I was not gonna make that a really high check. It just would have been funny if that was an anti-intimidation check, but it's good enough. So the bird, though kind of scared and maybe not the most coherent kind village, no village, no village.
What about approximately 20 minutes ago?
Was there a village 20 minutes ago?
We've been walking for nearly
What
3
about
hours.
approximately 3 hours ago?
Bird goes. The bird actually the bird leaves. The bird kind of jumps off the branch and sort of flies up, but a moment later comes back down and kind of looks around at all of you guys and goes village, and then just sort of as much as a bird can point, kind of pokes its head in a certain direction, goes village.
Fantastic.
Notably,
Thank you.
it is
Alright.
not you guys have been turned around by all this, but it is not at all in the direction that you guys. It's neither in the direction that you thought the village was or the way you came.
Damn it.
Ah.
That was gonna be my secondary question. Is it the way that me
It is.
me and Trees went
Just
initially?
a random direction. It is again neither the way you came from nor we're going to.
Damn it. Okay.
I feel like I just go.
You just go.
I trust the little birdie.
Wait, hold on. You didn't tell
Oh,
us
that's a
what the
good
bird
point.
said.
Oh.
You were just like, "Hey,
I-
where's this village?" And then the bird.
And
then you started walking
towards
away.
where the bird is, and I just say, "This way, everyone. Little bird buddy's gonna help us."
Thank you, little bird friend.
All right, follow the abomination. I guess
At
I
your
don't know
sort
what to
of
do with that.
large wave, which the bird seems to interpret as some sort of swiping motion, it very quickly flies off. Your speak with animals, I think it is technically still up if you want to do anything, but it did point you in a certain direction. I'm going to need everybody to make a survival check again here, just to see if you can follow effectively. Ooh.
We're really good at surviving.
Not so good. That's a 4.
Ugh.
That is a 22.
That is another 9. It's 15, but still, what is wrong with this thing?
If Nathan was here, he'd
That's a
have it at
17.
field
I'm
day.
blocking my eyes. this time.
Legato, actually, I'm going to tell you this. Legato got a nat 20. He starts walking off in a direction different than what all of you guys think. Nearby, but the guys, you guys kind of get a rough idea of where the bird said to go. Legato kind of goes a couple sort of degrees off.
Oi!
What? It's this way. The bird said this. It's this way.
No, he didn't.
Can I ask a question? Are we going to the village the tavern was in, or a secondary village the
You
kids
did not
were in?
ask either of those questions.
No, I'm asking you this question.
Where you think? I thought you guys were going back to the original village.
Okay.
That's what I was.
Yeah, that's what I
I just
believe
wanted
your
to-
intent
yeah.
was.
That's what I was assuming. Okay. I'm staring at Legato like, what the fuck do you mean that's where it was pointed? That's not at all where this is the direction that the
I'll have
bird said
everybody
to
roll an
go.
insight check.
If I roll another 9, are
Not
you
low.
fucking
You
You
kidding
got a
me?
Insight,
nat
nat
1
one!
again.
That's a
Again!
24 on insight.
Oh man, so very.
This is a 13 because I keep rolling 9s.
Sky, and what did Laurel get for this? Because we've already had a very.
He got a 19.
Okay, so with a very far spread of things, some of you are very convinced that Legato is going the right way. Some of you are very convinced that Legato is going incredibly the wrong way. He looks very exasperated. And Volath, you were convinced before that he was leading you astray, doing some sort of magic to make all of this happen. The rest of you have been trusting him enough. Which way are you taking?
Wait, a 24.
Laurel actually sort of he looks between the two like different directions. Like, well, I can go check. And then from underneath the cloak on his robes, he unfurls a pair of wings, and takes off into the sky.
Hey, man.
Are you telling me you could do that the entire fucking time?
Everyone roll a perception check at that as well before anything happens with that original X-Men Angel reveal.
I got a nat 20 on that
A
perception.
nat 20?
That was
Okay,
11.
interesting.
17.
Only Laurel sees this, which actually makes sense. As you fly up, everyone's eyes are pretty much locked on you as you are going up quickly. You notice, as you sort of start flying above the tree line, Legato very quickly, like you see him like panic a little bit and quickly whip out his flute and play a couple notes. And then you go up, as you look around, you don't see a village anywhere.
Yeah, and so what everyone else is seeing is like he's sort of up there, like just sort of looking around, like doing the classic, like with a hand shielding for the sun and staring around, and seems confused, and like,
I don't see a village.
What do you mean you
Legato
don't see a
pipes up,
fucking village?
The bird said it was over there, though. Why would the bird lie?
The bird didn't say it was
This is
over
the
there, you
general
fucking
area.
bird! It said it was this way! No! You're going the wrong way!
while he's up there, he's gonna cast detect magic.
Detect magic. Okay. Now detect magic is, I believe, a 30. Oh, you can pull the spell up right on roll 20. That's helpful. Yeah. So it's 30 feet. Now the 30-foot radius seems you can kind of immediately tell that 30 feet is a little bit limited. There is a lot of magic in the forest right now, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody. There is definitely illusion magic that is happening. However, there is also some conjuration magic just sort of permeating the general area. And from up where you are, that's really all you can get.
Yeah, and he's sort of like, oh, well, that's weird. And he'll sort of like slowly like flap his wings and descend down very gingerly, like he's afraid of falling, looking around while everyone else is arguing on the ground.
Yeah.
That was the most gracefully I have ever seen you move in your entire life. In the 3 hours I've known.
And again, as you slowly descend to the ground, maybe unsurprisingly, while the magic is definitely still permeating the entire area, there is a stronger aura of magic from Legato specifically.
Yeah. Can I do an Arcana check just to see if I can figure out what's being
Go for it.
cast? That's a 16.
A 16. You can tell he...
Actually, let me add that Bardic Inspiration die.
Okay.
What's that, a 1d6?
I don't know what
I
it is at this
think
level.
so.
It might be an
Let me
8
double
It might
check.
be an 8 at your level. I could be wrong.
I think it is an 8,
Yeah,
actually.
at your level, it could be an 8.
Okay, well
Yeah,
then
it's
it's a
an 8.
24 Arcana check.
24.
Woo!
Okay. He has been casting quite a few things. Most of them do, like, he has actually cast some detect magic. You know, you're 24, you can kind of read the residual things that have been going on him. As he's, been telling the truth, he has been casting detect magic, but you also get a large aura of, like, an illusion sense that is, going on around him and just the whole thing. He's creating some sort of illusions, but at the same time, he is also casting detect magic. That was not a lie.
Yeah, and being a character with low wisdom, he'll just
What's that illusion that you're casting?
Okay.
Illusion?
He's
Illusion?
casting an illusion, a pretty powerful one.
Legato death stares you again, unable to speak due to the mask. He death
I'm
stares
looking
Laurel.
straight at
Kind of
him.
goes, "What illusion?" Plays through the thing. Everyone can roll an insight check on that.
Is he wearing armor?
Can I roll Yeah, secondary question. Can I roll intimidation real quick?
Do the insight
And do
check
a
first, but
cantrip?
then yes. Just for information's sake.
Is he wearing armor?
No, he's not. He's, like light armor, like maybe like leather armor, but nothing crazy.
That's gonna be a 19
Like leather
insight.
armor or like a metal armor?
Oh, leather armor. Nothing. No, not like heavy combat armor. Sort of like,
Okay.
nothing.
Oh, that's a 16 on insight.
16 for insight. 19. Volath has been getting bad vibes off of this guy the entire time. He's definitely lying about that for sure. He has been casting something, some sort of illusion.
Okay. Can I
Go for it.
Can I do an intimidation roll? Is there any way I can get an advantage to intimidation, seeing as
that will be taken into account in the roll. I will also say I don't know if this is going to matter for you, but you can also, this is just sort of a DM house rule that I do. If you can, in your case especially, use intimidation as a strength check instead of a charisma check. I'd like to do that as if that's a higher stat for you.
All right. Lightly. I want to cast another thaumaturgy on myself. I can alter the appearance of my eyes for 1 minute.
I will give you advantage on the intimidation check for the spell synergy.
Okay. I'm gonna have them glow red. 2 steps closer to him, and go. That's a 14 with advantage on intimidation. Lean in and go. Yeah. What illusion?
He actually holds his ground, stares you directly in your glowing red eyes, goes, though he's still playing his words through a flute, which probably lowers the counter intimidation value. He goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's really
At which point
funny.
Laura no, I can see, like, the sigil, something kind of, well, I'm not versed in
He's like sort of gesturing in the air, like he's pointing out features of the magic spell that surrounds us.
That's really funny. I kind of trust Volath more than I trust you, because Volath did tell me earlier that you had bad vibes. So I dispel magic on him.
You dispel magic on him. How does dispel magic work? Like, is it an area or a target?
It's choose a creature, object, or a magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends.
Okay, so it's on the target. So you cast dispel magic on Legato. Nothing notable seems to actually change. If he had a detect magic going, that is gone. But any illusion that he is casting does not seem to be affecting himself. Everything, that you have seen about him is still, human man wearing the mask, just kind of like normal, honest, like a little bit fancy.
Is this a spell that's being maintained actively, or is it a spell that has been cast and then it's just sitting there?
As best you can tell, it is, you got a 24 under the Arcana. That's good enough. What you can tell from this is it is a spell that he maybe is using whatever like consistent magic he is doing is altering an existing spell. He is not sort of consistently casting this illusion, but he is perhaps changing it as needed.
Okay, good to know. Okay, I don't really have anything I can do about that except to sort of say,
well, that's an interesting change to the spell. You seem to have altered something about the fundamental structure of the...
And like he sort of keeps going on. Like every time he changes something about it, he points it out like it's interesting.
Legato keeps death staring you every time you speak, kind of like glancing down at the book. Maybe you get the sense he's hoping it slaps you again, as it has done in every other... He's silently cursing that the book is choosing to let you keep talking now out of all the times that it has shut you up.
Can I try to knock his flute out of his hands with my glaive?
Yeah, that'll be... I guess you can just do like an attack roll for that.
That is...
Can I also prep something?
Kidding me? That's only a 9.
Yeah, he kind of dodges back, whips the flute away. Does not seem pleased with any of this.
Can I do something else? What kind of mask is on the bottom half of his face?
Yeah.
Is it like a solid mask?
It is a metal mask that is specifically designed to restrict jaw movements so that the wearer cannot speak.
Can I grab the top of it with my hand and like... Can I try and grab the top of it with my hand and try and pull him in?
It is like a metal thing that is wrapped around. It does not come off easily, but technically, yes.
No, I'm not trying to take it off.
Oh,
I'm trying to move his head. I'm trying to restrict him. So
you have to do a dexterity check to grab him because he's on guard, but you can definitely pull it and use it to kind of pull him in.
That's going to be a 14.
A 14, okay. I'll do a... Oh, wow. He's rolling real good. He, again, dodges back before you can grab him.
Bastard! Fucking piece of tiny shit!
Can I walk up to him? I have one last thing I'm going to try.
Go for it.
I'm going to walk up to him. And
we're like 2 steps away from combat. This is almost exactly just fighting.
I'm going to walk up to him and be like...
Forest map I could use.
What's his name?
Legato.
What's his name again?
Like the music.
Legato? I don't know what's going on with you. but I really need you to help us. And I put my hand on his mask, like on his cheek part, and I cast heat metal.
You're Dr. Dooming this man?
And if you don't help us, it's gonna be a really bad day for you.
Okay, so Davey is Dr. Dooming this man.
We never play good people.
It feels
we
that
never
he
play good
kind of
people.
Swings his head back out like it did something, but he does it before it can cause any damage. Pulls the flute up to like the hole in the mask.
Does he? Does he though?
What?
Because that is an actual. I don't think I have to roll to hit or anything.
Hey, what's?
No, heat metal is pretty automatic.
Yeah, well,
it heats.
It's automatic, and you would
very
take
painful.
2d8 fire damage.
Jesus! Let me get some.
Holy
D8s
shit!
out.
Oh my god!
Okay. Yeah, like I said, you have officially Dr. Doomed this man.
Yeah.
Where's my D8s?
The rule is if you're holding something that gets heat metal, you have to drop it
and that's
unless
a
you
mask
with
that
no
is
save.
it.
If you
tightened
can't
onto
drop it,
his
then you
face.
get hurt.
I've not seen that spell used yet in this campaign. It was wait. I guess I'll do that. It was 2d8 plus what?
2d8.
Just 2d8 fire
okay,
damage.
Okay, so that is damage. I won't tell you how much, but he.
I mean, I can roll the damage.
I would. Yeah. I in my brain it was. You can roll it if you want. It doesn't matter. In my brain it was like an effect on him, so I rolled it. But again, I'm not used to the spell. Up to you.
Oh, that was 13.
Okay, that is. I shouldn't have let you roll
fire
it.
damage.
Regardless, you kind of hear like a muffled shriek. Again, he doesn't seem like he can move or open his mouth. But after like he kind of falls to the ground in very clear pain, and puts the flute up to speak again, and said as he just goes, "I didn't. What? It didn't. Aren't you guys doing this? Mysterious strangers show up in the town with the crazy man. I don't want you coming back here. This is your fault. I'm just trying to stop it."
Anybody else
Yeah,
get what the
probably
fuck
really
he
rough
was
for that.
saying?
He is doing it through the flute, but it is probably more pained than it usually is, so it's harder to understand.
I see where he's coming from. People are usually scared when I show up in their town. It's a good idea not to let me back. I'm not gonna lie.
You can insight check that if you want, but from the pain, it seems genuine enough.
Oh, okay. Then I'm really sorry about almost burning your face off. Volath, can you do something about that? You're a doctor.
I love y'all's.
Tells me what's really fucking
I
going
love
on
y'all's
here.
whole dynamic so far. Is it? She'd be like, "Hey, you're a healer," and he's like, "No."
I can. I have the ability to, but no. Once he tells me what's actually fucking going on here, and I lean down to him, which I'm assuming that he kind of stumbled back because fire on his face, so.
Yeah, no, he is on the ground at the moment.
Alright.
Yeah,
I lean
and again,
down.
Laurel is like, well, that seems a little like he sort of seems confused. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, but this is your spell. You're casting this.
Are we on cams? Or are we all Skype screen right now?
I think we're on camp. We're back. I don't know, something happened.
Wait,
but we're back now.
Did something break?
It just briefly flashed his Skype icons on stream.
Oh, weird. I did change I probably broke when I was changing tabs. I was pulling up a notes thing for another section that we might get to in a second. Okay, anyway, whatever. Regardless.
Yeah. Lean down. I can heal him once he tells me what's really going on here.
And by the way, if anything, like if something is done with the spell, if anyone casts an active spell that affects the illusion, I'm going to counterspell it.
Okay.
Just
for note.
Yeah.
Okay, so. I'm sorry. What was the last thing that was said to Legato?
It was Volat holding his healing hostage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding his healing hostage until he tells me what's happening.
Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. You all are strange, and whatever the tiefling did obliterated the. I'm just trying to get back home so that I don't have to deal with any of this anymore. So I was getting myself home and not you.
So you were trying to abandon us in the fucking woods, is what I'm hearing here.
Yes.
Volat, buddy, you need to learn some empathy. He made a rational call.
He may have made a rational call for you, but not for me. I'm a fucking pacifist healer. I don't know why I would be abandoned in the
It's
woods.
not pacifism if you let someone die.
I'm not actively killing him. That is not my problem. Stand back up again. I stare at him for a second. I have.
Oh, I think
yeah,
you're
you
muted.
muted. Something muted you, Panda.
I'm not muted. This is
Oh, you're good. You're good
And
now.
maybe your audio just dropped for a second.
okay. Feature your choice. You did 13 healing to him.
Damage,
He
yeah.
did not heal.
13 damage to him. All right. I'm still leaning down. I stare at him for a second, and then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds, which I touch him and regains 1d8 of equal to 1d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier. So that's +1. So 1d8 plus.
Cool.
That is going to be 7. He regains 7
Okay,
health.
so with
as I lean down and
the burns, about like the active pain of the burns, reduced by about half. He kind of stands up again, puts the flute to his face. Thank you. It was nothing personal, but the guy who led us here, I'd seen him here for a very long time. He's always looking for adventurers like that. I didn't know that he was. It's just. You understand why I'm suspicious of you all, yes?
Yeah.
no.
No, actually, I don't understand at all. I've been really nothing but nice to you and everyone else here before I tried to burn your face off, but like honestly, you kind of deserved it. You were gonna leave us out here to die. So I really don't know why you did this to us.
The only person who has done absolutely anything out of this entire party is that fucking guy, and God damn it, I forgot his name already.
Laurel.
I pointed Laurel, and I'm like, it's that fucking guy, and it wasn't even him, it was the book.
That's true, actually. I can understand why you'd be afraid of the murderer. If we killed him, would you be good?
He's not a murderer, it's just the book!
Once again, like from the background, the book is fine.
The book is not fine!
At this is gonna scare everybody. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
No, you don't. you
Is it
don't.
against any kind of sleep effect?
Yes, actually.
I'm immune to that.
Oh boy. Okay, well this will be interesting then.
That is going to be
11.
that is going to be with disadvantage a 19.
Dang, okay.
With
That's
disadvantage, that's a 12.
Okay. After another moment of kind of pleading with you guys, Legato, you see his eyes kind of just drop to a sort of exasperated gaze. And he again puts the flute up, though he's playing in a notably lower key, purposefully trying to sound ominous. He goes, all right, well, I tried. From the forest around you, you hear a chorus of sounds. Treese and Dave immediately fall asleep. Volath and Laurel do not, though.
Wait, did he cast sleep?
Laurel is like gonna notice that a spell effect has washed over. What's going on? He's distracted from like looking at the illusion spell, and finally sort of realizes what's happening.
Did he cast sleep?
He didn't. Legato
Or did
looks.
someone
Did
cast?
someone? Yes. Legato looks worried that you guys are not asleep. He goes, well, are we going to fight now, or can we just get this over with in a more quick manner?
Okay.
What's happening exactly?
Hold on. Do I still have my hand on him because I just healed him?
I mean, it's been like a minute of talking. I would assume you're not standing there on him consistently.
Yeah. Okay, am I still near him? Am I still very close to him?
You are near him, but he is on guard. Like if you're gonna try to jump him or something, he is now.
No, I'm not
ready
going to
for
try
that.
and jump him.
Yeah.
I am going to cast... what is the specific shit that I want to cast here? I'm going to cast... Fuck, I lost it. Give me 2 seconds. Where is it? I have so many spells. I'm going to cast Contagion.
That sounds horrifying.
Your touch
Yeah.
infects disease. Your touch inflicts disease. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within your reach. On hit, the target is poisoned.
Okay.
And this is gonna be really, really fucked up for somebody whose mouth is being held closed by a mask. So I'm just gonna make sure that I get this first.
Okay.
So it's, I think it's just a +5 to hit. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
14 is not actually going to do it in this case.
Fuck this guy! God damn it! What is everything I try and do? He backs off.
I don't feel bad about almost burning his face off now.
Yeah. Laurel, are you doing anything? Or is Book doing anything?
If he realizes that fighting is going to start happening, he's going to sort of hold the book up in front of him. Oh,
No, this is a very bad idea. I don't think we should do this.
That's as you do this, you hear a voice ring out from sort of again all around in the forest. It goes, "Oh, calm down, Legato. I'll handle this myself." Make a wisdom save with disadvantage again.
If it's not a sleep
No,
effect
it is
this time.
still a sleep effect actually.
Oh well, I'm still
Yep,
immune.
you're still immune.
That's gonna be a 15.
A 15 is not going to save it. In this, 15's not. So again,
Wait, do we get the benefits
but
of
it is
a
a
rest?
spell that's being cast.
it is a
right?
spell that is being cast. You are not sure from where.
Okay, well, counterspell.
Okay, how does counterspell work? I have not.
Counterspell works if anything is 3rd level or lower, it just fails immediately. If it's 4th level, I need to make a check.
You need to make the check. I don't know. I don't remember the level of this spell.
Okay,
Let me find it.
so let me see.
I know it's a. Yeah, because he's doing. Okay, so he's casting it as that. Okay, cool. What was the? Was that an 8?
Yeah, and that fails.
Yeah.
Like, is the DC is 10 plus the spell's level, so I can't counterspell
8 is not going to do it. So Volath falls asleep once again. Laurel is still up. So again, all of your new party members are, laying at the floor around you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we get the benefits of a short rest if we're asleep?
I believe you do actually, but only if you're asleep
I was
long
about
enough.
to say you might not be asleep long enough necessarily. I will tell you when I know how this encounter goes. That said, after a moment, you hear the same voice from speaking all around. Just go, how frustrating. And out of the forest, seemingly just out of nowhere, like there's no one kind of behind a tree that was too small for this figure to hide behind. An older figure in very, very ornate robes, wearing wearing a mask similar to Legato's, but hinged so that the mouth. Actually, wait, no, I'm totally wrong. Wearing the same mask as Legato. I mixed up my own lore. A figure wearing the same mask as Legato steps out from behind the forest, clearly part of the Senza Discorso as well, the same bard order. But two things immediately jump to your notice. One, they don't have an instrument, and two, despite their jaw presumably being locked shut like Legato's is,
they're talking with
they
voice.
are speaking. Yes, exactly. This figure seems totally unfazed by if anything, sort of mild annoyance is the only thing. And it kind of he kind of looks you up and down and goes, "Will you come willingly, or shall I waste more of my energy on you?" And again, no.
At this point, I'm like,
you really shouldn't try to take me anywhere. It rarely goes well for anyone.
Because of that, I assume. Gestures at the book.
The book is fine.
The book doesn't seem fine.
the book is, and he's like really straining against it. Fine.
Regardless, whatever magic you wield in that, willing or unwilling, I will need you to come with us. And as he says us, several other figures, all of them bards, and all of them wearing the same mask, step out of the woods. None of them speak. They all are carrying instruments that presumably they used to communicate, like Legato did. Legato looks very pissed off as he still kind of stares at you. The leader once again looks and goes, "Shall you come willingly, or shall we take you?" As he says this, some of the others kind of step in to start picking up the unconscious bodies of the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not really associated with with these people. So I just really just want to get back to the tavern.
Like he's sort of protesting, and at that, like the book sort of shoots up and starts like waving in the air with his hand behind it, like a little bit like a barking dog that's pulling on a leash.
Oh, don't mind that. It just does that sometimes.
Like, curious as to what's going to happen, the mysterious leader gestures for one of his underlings to kind of like go and try to bind your hands, seeing what's going to happen.
Right. Okay. As he does that, a black substance of some kind like congeals like liquid on my skin and manifests into a tentacle which attacks him.
All right. So is that an attack? Yeah.
And that is going to be an attack roll. I need to find where it is. It is 27 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that's 16 cold damage to his face.
16 cold damage. I also want to point out, none of the party can see this, but for the audience that this will matter to, note that Laurel is using a book that seems to connect him to some sort of being with tentacles. Laurel may or may not be a previous warlock of the same Kraken that Glib is under.
I swear to God.
And I should tell you, that was complete coincidence. Skyen came me with like 3 character ideas.
Yeah,
and
I had
was
this
one of
character ahead of time. I made this character as like he has picked up a book from some entity. He doesn't understand what it wants or what it's trying to say to him. He's just being pulled around by this miserable book. And it acts fairly independent. Like, it tries to protect him, but it acts fairly independently of what he wants, which is what is happening with the tentacle here, which is just smacked this guy across the face. And Laura's like, no, please don't. Like, he seems to be pleading with the book as much as the people around him.
Please, no violence. Violence is bad. It doesn't end up good for anyone.
For context, Skyen, Panda's usual character, is also a Fathomless warlock who was cursed to unwillingly be bound to his patron. Same, it tied in so nicely, so it's the same dude.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
That's
I was so
genius.
happy when you sent me that. I was like, this is going to be amazing. Anyway, that might come up later. Regardless, I mean, you hit the guy. Did you roll damage for hitting the guy? Oh, 15 cold damage.
Yeah,
right? Or
it's 16 cold.
Damage. Okay. So you smack the dude backwards. He looks very frustrated. And, kind of... They all sort of look stunned. All of the evil bards sort of take a step back. The leader looks impressed for the first time out of all this. His sort of very sort of holier than thou attitude has been slightly chipped for the first time, but he doesn't look scared. He looks impressed. He goes, well, you certainly have some surprises, don't you? I think you'll be excellent for our purposes. Unfortunately, it seems that your power is impure, incomplete, and I have something that should counter it quite nicely. With this, he throws his hands out to his sides very dramatically and rips off of his robes, revealing that he is wearing nothing on his upper body under it. However, the immediate thing that you notice about him is that you know where the voice is coming from now, seeing as while his mouth is blocked, in the center of his stomach is a gigantic, gaping, fanged maw. And he says, all of you are nothing in the face of Morendo, the first chorus. And at that, the maw in his stomach lets out a piercing screech. Constitution save, Laurel.
Yes, my bad stat. That's a natural 20.
Wow, Laurel is not okay. Laurel does not want to go down against this dude.
How the fuck did Glib get the shit end of the stick when it comes to this patron, and Laurel's just fucking sailing?
Oh, there is definitely going to be some scene in the future, I don't know how because of the Kraken's current status, but where he is complaining about how bad Glib is compared to his last patron. That's definitely happening now. That's definitely happening in some capacity.
Like, my last guy, he was fine. He didn't have any problems at all.
So here's how I'll flavor this. The black ooze that is coming out of the book very quickly sort of moves up, and as disgusting as this feels, enters Laurel's ears and blocks the brunt of the sonic attack that Morendo has unleashed.
That. What's with you in horror, man?
It's look. Here's what happened.
So much gross shit.
I did my horror episode last week, and then I realized, man, why would I do the horror episode right before Spooky Month? And so now the horror episodes are continuing through Spooky Month.
Oh man!
You think like, I'm not even kidding? I actually rewrote the mid-season arc to be spookier. Like we're doing spooky. Regardless, Morendo seems now for the first time like actively very, very frustrated, as he is sort of at a loss for words as to what to do here. It seems
and he's going to be a little more frustrated because in response to this, Laurel sort of he speaks a language again with the same affect as whenever he says the book is fine, a language which sounds very strained, and he's going to cast Infernal Calling directly behind the guy.
Oh boy! All right, it's
which is going to summon a challenge rating 6, I believe. Devil.
Oh, hey, that's actually
perfect. Challenge rating 6, Devil, right behind him.
Is Laurel going to kill the boss before we actually be able to?
He's not going to kill the boss, but well, probably not. I mean, I won't rule it out, but like the boss was not designed to be fought by one player.
We're gonna wake up and the boss is dead, and Laurel's like, "That book is fine. I'm sorry."
By the way, if anyone took damage from that screech, wouldn't that wake them up?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. A good point, actually. Yeah, okay, I'll need everybody... Actually, when you're on the ground, do you get a Constitution save? I know you wouldn't get, like, certain... If you're unconscious, how would that work? Also...
I'm sure we would automatically fail. We would automatically fail and thus take damage.
Also, I'm seeing... Yeah. This is what we're going to do here real quick before we get into this scene that is going to take longer than I thought. I was figuring that you guys were all going to go unconscious before Laurel having good stats through this off. I was seeing someone in the chat say, can we take a bathroom break real quick? And I figured this was a fun time between scene transitions. But since Laurel, the nerd of the party, is apparently the most badass of them all, yes, we're going to take a real quick bathroom break, and then we will see what fate Laurel meets against Morendo when we return. So we'll be back in like a couple minutes,
We're going to get to the Kraken's temple, and there's going to be a statue to Laurel in there.
Yeah,
It's going to be like, what the fuck is this?
This is just as good of a cliffhanger as I was hoping to have for the break. So we'll be back in a couple minutes, everybody.
I'm going to say Helen is very much real.
I love how we came up to cameras right as you said Helen is very much real. You don't get to say that. It's oh, Panda's here. Okay, Panda's here, but his webcam is not.
Give it a second.
There we go. Panda's
it turns off if I leave it.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Oh, well, perfect. We all got back at the same time. Momo had the good idea to plug all our stuff really quick now as we come back from the break, since internet issues prevented us from doing that at the beginning. So, Momo, you want to go through that real quick? Go for it.
Oh, are we back?
Oh, yeah, we're all back. Yeah, we came right back up on as you were saying Helen is real, which I'm sure was a very funny comment to say out of context.
Yeah. Helen is
That
real.
is a campaign thing, so whatever.
And it is time for us to read the results of the previous polls. If you are not aware, we have a Spotify, which will be dropped in the chat right now. It's going to lead you to our Anchor support link. If you want to support us, you can do so for $99, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. You do not have to do that to listen to the podcast, but we would really appreciate your support. And without further ado, here's the question from 2 weeks ago, and then I will read you the question from this week's episode. If it would just collaborate with me. Okay, so the question was, what do you think Glib's birth name is? And I read a couple of responses last week, but we've gotten so many more since then.
Oh, this is also a good time. I'm going to interject real quick in the middle of the poll because I forgot, but it is relevant. If you're a subscriber, we have a new Glib emote. I don't know if anyone's noticed it yet, but we do have a new Glib emote that was made by one of Panda's friends. You can plug their stuff in a minute if you want, Panda, because I don't know.
Thank you, Ange.
Yeah.
That is at Indoor Cat if you want to see any of the rest of their art.
It's like a little Glib, but he's a little guy. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt Momo. I just wanted to say that before I forgot. Continue.
No problem. All right. So from least recent, oldest to newest. So someone said Mark. One of our Young Nightmares said Mark. I'm going to go ahead and say our favorite ones we will pin to this episode, and after we close the poll.
You can do that.
Someone said Mark. Another nightmare said Jason. I think we all know what that's in reference to.
I think we all, yes.
Jason Grace from Percy
I have no
Jackson.
idea. I have no idea what you're talking about. Zero idea.
Total mystery.
And someone else said Gilbert Murphy, and he just switched the IL around for his nickname.
I do like the
Thoughts
idea of
on
him
that?
being named Glibbert.
Clippers.
I feel like was Glibbert not
that's
suggested? I feel like that's.
I don't think anyone has said.
How am I the
actually,
only person
no,
that has thought
no
that?
one
We've
has
gotten
said Gilbert.
Gilberts. a
Am I
lot.
the only
Everyone
person
has
who's
said
never?
no.
I've thought Glibbert for like a while. Has no one?
No.
Okay, apparently I'm the only one with a brain that comes up with jokes that dumb. That's nothing
Another
new.
one of our young nightmares has said Gabriel.
That also, yeah, that
Another one. I don't know if this is supposed to be Damon or Diamond,
it's
but it's
might be-
DAIMON.
that is a. I don't know if that was intended as a Marvel reference, but it could have been, and in which case it's Damon.
Okay.
I feel
Someone else
like
said
It might have also been misspelled Damien.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Damien.
Every
Damien?
Wayne joke.
I
is
do
possible.
have a brand, so I'm assuming it might be
That's true.
Damien.
That's true. Someone else said Eli. I like the name Eli, but I don't think that is what Glib's real name is. If it is Panda,
I
you have
should
to
say,
it.
yeah, there is, I believe,
somebody-
a
if
canon
any
real
of
name
these-
for Glib. Like, we're not just
There
saying,
is a
like,
canon real name.
it's not just
No,
a bit of, like,
if
what do you
they-
think it is? There's a name that you can guess, Chad.
There is a real name. There is a real name for Glib, and if anybody gets it, I'll say it.
Okay. Geek Squire has said because it's Panda, Timothy Wilson or Jason Wayne.
Not even remotely close.
Someone else had said something really mundane to fit his appearance, perhaps Jason or Steve.
Jason is a very common thread that I'm
Guys,
seeing we're getting
Jason-
here.
I'm not naming him after Jason Todd. I am not that fucking basic.
Let's see. Someone else had said, I'm absolutely convinced Murphy is his real last name, but first name is unknown. Can you confirm or
Close.
deny any of that, Panda?
First name is known, so that's not correct. But you did get half of it correct.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pin that one.
Okay.
All right.
Because they got half of it right.
I'm trying to... Panda, did...
Someone said Bob.
No.
Okay, I didn't think I knew.
So, another Gilbert Murphy. I would also accept Benjamin Glib Murphy when people ask where does Glib come from. He says his parents and tells them about the birds and the bees.
No.
No, that's really funny though. Gotta pin
That is
one.
funny. That's a good one, but no.
We got a Dave.
No.
Someone thinks it's Bill. It's got to be Bill.
It's not.
I
People
love
think
the
I'm so
very
basic.
normal
No.
names that we've gotten for this
Yeah.
frog man.
Yeah, Eleanor Menzel says Larry.
No.
Brian, this is impressive.
Someone said Phil Mergby.
Murgby? That's gotta be a typo. I can only
So-
assume.
So
Mergby.
many consonants following each other. Phil Mergby is not correct, but it is funny. Everyone guesses Gilbert.
Yeah,
It's not Gilbert.
it's Glibbert. I'm telling you.
It's not
Yeah.
Gilbert or Glibbert. Both of those are incorrect.
Yes. The correct answer
Um,
is Glibingston.
And finally, ISO Gay says Lorenzo Murphy.
No, that is also incorrect.
That's
we got half of
unfortunate.
it. We got half of it.
You like a lot of people did
Oh,
get half.
by the
of
way,
it.
in the meantime, players, I have been setting up a combat map that I did not think we were going to need, but we now have because apparently Laurel is good at his job.
Yeah.
So I'm setting that up
Entirely by luck.
entirely by luck,
I
but I'm
also-
setting that up as we're talking, so we're giving me time to get this
I
ready.
don't know if this one's in the chat, but I don't know if this one's in the poll, but in the chat somebody just dropped is it Shifu Doxin GMAO? I don't know.
Shifu
how to say
Dashong
that.
Mao, he's one of my friends.
Okay.
Oh,
Ah.
cool. Thank you.
Perfect.
Wow, you got that immediately. No, thank you for that. Last name they said his name was Glibbit.
Glibit.
Glibbit.
No, that is not correct, but that's really good.
That's funny. And for our most recent question, I'm going to read probably most of these next week, but I just wanted to read a couple of my favorites. So this week's question, which was posted on our Wednesday Spotify post, we post on our Spotify and our YouTube every Wednesday. So if you want to know when the next episode is coming out, it is definitely Wednesday. I believe, Panda, what time does it go up on the YouTube?
Nebulously Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It goes up on Wednesday at some point.
Yeah. Let's say Wednesday afternoon / evening.
Yeah.
But it goes up on the Spotify Wednesday morning. So if anyone wants to listen to it on their commute to work or at work, it's there for you to listen to. And the question was, why do you think SG is wanted in East?
I do remember this.
And I'm going to go ahead and say, like, most people, which is Ray, Risk, Mr. Blue Beaver, have actually no, just Ray and Risk have said Operation Influencer prototype gone wrong.
That's a good
or
guess.
succeeding in Operation Influencer.
Context for Sky, an Operation Influencer is a thing that the party has tried multiple times where they try to rob stores by pretending to be famous people. It has never worked once. Mostly because, like, at one point they basically tried to... SG shapeshifted into, like, a high-ranking government official and went into a jewelry store and was like, give me things, please.
It would have worked if it had worked, okay?
You're not wrong about
Yeah,
that.
Mr. Blue Beaver actually says impersonating a celebrity. And finally, Jamie has said pickpocketing, terrible pickpocketing. And actually, Eleanor Menzel, which is honestly pretty close to the truth, but still not it. Operation Influencer, they tried to steal from the mines and got caught, escaped partly because of their power and partly because what they tried to steal was so insignificant no one cared. This is close, but still no cigar. And everyone listening to this now still has, like, until next week's stream to guess correctly.
I know the answer.
But I am going to pin some of them preemptively because they're really funny.
We need to figure out some sort of prize or something for the first person that guesses correctly. I'll put that on my to-do list to figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, if we're ready, I've told you guys you can go into Roll20 if you want. You should all still have control of your characters. Let me go ahead and throw our viewers back to
How much damage did we
wrong page. I have not rolled that yet. I'm about to. I was setting this up as we were going. This is kind of the situation you guys are in. You're all in this. I guess I should really move. I should switch you
The
to.
perks of being a barbarian.
Again, you should all have
Get
control over
hit
your
points.
stuff. Morendo is this skeleton-looking guy here. The one next to him is another sort of higher-ranking official. I am rolling for damage on that scream attack that he did. You all auto-failed it since you were on the ground, except for Laurel. Laurel was fine because you got a nat 20 on the save, correct, Skyan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just give you full immunity for that because that's real good. Oh wow, you guys are lucky people. Okay, you're taking 9 damage from that.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to say the lower reason for that was that he was sort of not targeting you guys and you just got caught in the crossfire. His agents do not seem to be concerned by this. Oh, and there's also the big monster that Laurel summoned. Let me get ready.
Do we roll for initiative?
I was about to say. So you guys, the rest of you who are on the ground, sort of wake up and you see that you are in the same place. You have not been moved anywhere. And it hasn't actually been that long, but notably there are many more evil bards around you. The one who is different looking, I did change the mini, but this is the legato for anyone who is curious. And there are now, there's a guy with a giant scary mouth in his stomach staring at Lore. A lot has happened in the short time you were gone, and that's what you guys are waking up to. And yeah, at this point you are going to roll initiative, and as you're doing that, I am finding a suitable mini for the thing that Laurel summoned. Actually, a question for Skyan as well. Does that thing go on your turn, or does it roll initiative
No, it has
separately?
its own initiative.
Okay, I was going to say, I know some spells have that differently. Okay. All right, what were I heard a 12 for Panda.
15.
Yep.
18.
Oh, okay, well, that's a nice order. Keel. Though, actually, well, I'll do it that way. Skyen, you can have advantage on initiative since you were the only... I should have had them have disadvantage on it, but I don't want to make everybody roll again, so I'll just give you advantage to balance it out.
Then it's 18.
18, okay. You are...
Which one of us has the higher dex?
I'm going to put him in front because he was, like, ready and you're just waking up from being unconscious.
That's fair.
And then that will be... Oh, well... Morendo's going first. And then that guy... is at a... Nikhil, you said you had a 15?
Yes.
Okay. And then... Lots of initiatives, but I promise this isn't as bad as it seems. And finally, for Laurel's guy, I have the stats pulled up on the wrong tab. There we go. And that dexterity is just a flat +0. Okay. Oh, wow. All right, so Morendo is going first, unfortunately for everybody, because he, you guys, are waking up to this fight. He steps forward, looking directly at Laurel, not concerned with any of the rest of you. And I am still getting that mini for the thing, but let's say he hasn't noticed it yet. And he is a little bit taller than Laurel is, and he looks down and he goes, You wield the powers of a god. Do you even know what you hold in your hand?
The book is fine.
You've said that many times, yes, but do you know? Do you truly understand the weight of what you carry? And again, as he's speaking, it is the stomach mouth that is moving, not his, but like, it's a remarkably normal voice coming out of it, which probably makes it scarier.
Yeah, and again, like, Laurel's only response anytime he's asked about the book is...
The book is fine, once again.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't work. He kind of, again, looks you up and down. His eyes drift down to the book for a moment. And then there are... You know what? This will be fine. This is... I probably shouldn't make it green, should I? That will blend into the background. This brown one will be better looking. He does notice the thing that has been summoned behind him. Now, while it is a demon, it is notably... I think it would be like this big, right? It is notably sort of aquatic in nature. It looks like sort of a strange horror from the abyss that has been summoned. As players and watchers of the main campaign will know, monsters being part of the water domain is kind of a thing in this world. That says, he then turns around to face this thing, looking kind of remarkably unfazed, as he says, Regardless of your knowledge of the power, it is certainly something that I will have to deal with. And once again, the maw in his stomach lets out a scream. But it seems more targeted. This scream is a little bit different than the other one, and it is directed at the creature, who again actually does seem fairly unfazed by it. Good rolls to survive Morendo's attacks right now. The creature takes some damage shortly after spawning in. You see it kind of loom over this much smaller man in front of it and then stumble backwards as it is hit by this great force. Taking damage, but, not out for the count. Skyen, it is now your turn. Laurel, you're up.
Yeah, Laurel at this point is like visibly panicking. And what's going to happen is that, again, seemingly independent of his control, the black tentacles that sort of cover his skin are going to dart into the ground, and in a cube right around these two guys, they're going to burst out of the ground. And they have to make a dexterity saving throw of 18 in difficulty.
A dexterity save of 18. All right, cool. So... oh, wow. Okay, well, that's unlucky for you. The luck might be running out for Laurel. What is this spell exactly that you're using? For
basically,
flavor?
If they, anytime they start within this 20-foot... I can actually draw battle map to help you out here.
I think somebody in the main... Doesn't SG have this similar spell? They both pass, is the short of it.
Yeah. They're not going to take any damage, but the tentacles are going to persist, and they're going to keep trying to grab onto them and restrain them. And if they ever fail their saving throw while they're inside the cube, they will be restrained.
Got it. Morendo's sort of stomach maw kind of snaps at the
bonus action.
Okay, well, they both save. They the guy next to Morendo kind of dances out of it effortlessly, sort of smirking through the mask, you can tell. But bonus action time.
Yeah, because the other tentacle I have summoned also attacks.
Okay.
And it attempts to attack the guy next to Morendo.
All right.
Let's see, where the heck is the button to make this thing do the thing? Oh, right here.
Thing do the thing.
That's a 14 to hit.
14 is not going to hit. The guy, again, smirks. You see him, he's carrying a violin. He draws a violin bow. And you see like a light sort of flash along it as it seems to harden into some sort of rapier as he kind of deftly slashes at it. Very like sort of swashbuckler style, smirking as he evades the attack.
And then my movement, because Laurel is like I said, Laurel himself is going to panic, so he's going to fly. He's going to fly up about 20 feet in the air, and he's going to be around here.
Okay.
Basically just trying to get away.
Yeah, gotcha. At that, it is then... I moved the wrong part. It is Dave's turn. You have woken up in the middle of this.
All right. Okay, I have a question. So as a level 6, barbarian, can I do 2 actions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, barbarians have some sort of
2
multi-attack.
attacks, I believe, but not 2 actions.
I don't know the kit off the top of my head, but you have some sort of multi thing. I can look at your...
Skeezville can fight, do 2 actions.
Yeah, I know you have some sort of multi thing.
Because I have this thing called Counter Charm, and as an action, you can perform until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet that can hear you gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. And I wanted to do that and then also attack, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. I think your double attack is like, it's a double attack specifically. I could be wrong, but I believe that's correct.
The way it works is anytime you attack with an attack action, you attack twice. But you only have one standard action. You have a standard action and a bonus action.
Okay.
All right, well, in that case, I'm going to action True Strike. The Lorenzo, is that his name?
The mouth one is Morendo. They're all named after music terms.
Morendo. I'm going to True Strike Morendo to see what his weaknesses are.
Immediately, you get a very sort of weird magical sense off of Morendo. You've never seen anything like it in your life. If you were 300 years in the future, you might have an idea of what this is, perhaps. But, you're not 300 years in the future, so that's just something for the audience. He has a very odd energy about him. You don't notice any, notable weaknesses, but you also don't notice much of, a resistance. He just sort of seems like a guy with some sort of empowerment. He doesn't have it. You could, maybe if you hit the mouth, it's going to be bad, but no notable weaknesses jump out at you.
Okay, and then I'm going to bonus action go into a rage and be like, I tried so hard to be nice, but I'm about to have a bitch fit. And I think that just has to be my turn.
Please. I'm begging you, Momo, please tell me that Dave has, earrings and shit to take off while she's saying all of this.
A scrunchie to put up their hair.
She's, tying her hair back
and taking her earrings off.
Yeah, she's putting her hair into a pony.
I tried to be fucking nice to you, okay?
Panda's better at voices than I am, and I'm the DM.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you, is that your, I'm assuming that's your turn, but...
it has to be my turn because my action was to cast a spell, and so I'm bonus action in a rage now.
That's what I figured. At this point, I do have to ask Skyen how, again, it is now your demon's turn. So I know you have to order it in charisma check. How exactly do you do that on this thing's turn?
I mean, if I want to order it around, I need to use my own action to do that.
Okay.
If I don't tell it anything, it's just gonna act according to whatever its desires are. And generally, it's sort of up to the DM what exactly the god wants the demon to do in this situation.
That's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure you didn't
experience with that god.
Yeah.
I can tell it just wants to kill things, essentially.
Luckily for all of you, the demon showed up and immediately got black bolt blasted in the face by Morendo, so it's pretty pissed at Morendo specifically. So without really, paying attention to anyone else, it attacks the thing that is directly in front of it. All right, let's look at the stats of this thing here. Noted. Okay. And it is going to do so effectively. I'll just roll both at the same time. Oh, yeah. Okay. Damage rolls. Does that? Okay, yeah, I guess that's fine. I need a different die here. I need this and actually another one of those. Okay, so yes, Morendo has now turned back around to look at Laurel while this was happening, as Laurel was, attacking again, and is immediately just slammed with a giant sort of stone blade in the back by this demonic creature that Laurel has summoned with over. He kind of stumbles forward, does not like crumble to the ground, but it hit and it definitely did something. He once again turns around to look at this monster. His attention pretty well focused on that at this point. Oh, this thing actually has a damage reaction too. I did not realize that. I should have used that beforehand. So screw it, I'll do it now. This is a new stat block. Oh, it misses that anyway. Okay, so then it is... Oh, then it's another NPC's turn. Then it's this strange swashbuckler who is going to probably focus Dave, because Dave is the one who has attracted most attention. This guy seems like a very... Oh, wait. Do they have to do anything moving out of this zone, Skyen?
Yeah, the moment he starts, actually, that's for the big bad as well. The moment they start there, they need to make another Dexterity 18 saving throw.
I'll do that.
Or be restrained and take damage.
Morendo actually makes it, and this other guy makes it as well. That spell's not doing too great for you.
So they just managed to dance out of that.
Yeah. This guy, he kind of like, again, he smirks through his mask, which he has been doing several times, clearly itching for a fight, and he pulls out his violin bow rapier and starts quickly slashing at Dave. What's your AC?
I think it's 14 actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Doesn't that increase when you're raging?
I was about to say, shouldn't that boost when you're raging?
Does it?
It goes up by at least 1, maybe 2.
I don't think it says actually.
It really should.
It should, but it doesn't say so. No, I don't think it goes
Does
up.
it not? Weird.
I just gain resistance to most damage.
Oh, right, that's what it is.
You've got damage. Okay, that makes sense then. Well, regardless, only one of his flurry of slashes hits you, and only does 5 damage. So with your resistance, that really shouldn't be much.
I think that's like what?
That's 2 damage.
Yeah.
No, I will say the blade is magical. I don't know if it's a non-magical resistance thing specifically.
It says slashing damage.
Okay, then that's...
bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Okay.
I don't think it matters if it's magical.
Yeah, I know that's a big thing for monsters, is they're resistant to everything that's not magical, but I don't think that applies to players. So yeah, he's
I'm also human, so...
Yeah, so he slashes at you several times with his rapier, kind of like slightly nicks your arm once, which pretty much leaves you completely unfazed. And his eyes very quickly go wide. He was clearly expecting that to do a lot more than it did. And it did not. So then it is Teresa's turn.
All right. I'm on the floor asleep.
You're up now.
Right? Okay. Well, I want to be still at the ground and just look up at the guy behind me. This one right here. I'm the little orc fucker, right? Goblin. Yeah. I look at the guy behind me.
You heard it here first, folks. Nikhil said he was an orc fucker. Clip that. Someone clip that.
Oh my god, Matt. This is a whole side. But I was on live asking people what like race I should be, and a bunch of people were saying the elephant guy, and I was like, Matt's gonna call me a furry again.
You have done that. You do consistently, and I'll tell that story later. Anyway.
Wait, hold on. So in response to being called possibly a furry, you picked...
That is a good point. The goblin creature was not the...
Furry is a goblin thing.
He's covered in fur!
But he's not like an anthropomorphic animal. He's like a goblin.
He is called a bug bear.
The Egyptian panda is neither bug nor bear.
Regardless,
Anyway.
it's Teresa's turn.
I'm gonna look up at this guy and immediately cast Blight, which is a 14 Constitution save.
Okay, and this is just one of the random ones, right? The one that's directly behind you?
The one who's
Okay,
directly
so
behind me.
he
Yeah.
does not have as good stats. He definitely fails that.
All right. So, would you say that this was surprising to him that I did this?
You said you were... You know what? Since you explicitly said I'm still on the ground, I'll give it to you. If you had jumped
Alright,
up and done it, I
that-
would have said no, but you were on the ground and cast it from there, so sure.
I
That is
respect
a-
the hustle.
Here's what. Oh, hold on. Okay. Here's what happens. Right. Visualize
scared.
it. Is I look. I'm on the ground. I sit up. I look at this dude, and suddenly the moisture and general lifeness of him starts to fade away. Let me read it
I
exactly.
feel like this
here.
is going to interact interestingly with Volath's whole very specific qualifications for life thing.
His moisture and vitality drain away, specifically. Lifeness was close. And he takes 50 damage.
Did you say
Damn.
50?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is 9 d8s and 2 d6s.
Okay, so he just dies.
Holy fuck, man!
Well, it is what he's good at.
Yeah.
He's just
Notably, this
Is
is
that
the...
Morendo that's
No,
dead?
no, not Morendo. It was one of the regular goons. Notably, this is the one that Legato was standing next to, and he quickly whips the flute up to his mouth and goes, "You see why I was worried?" Like,
But now you're attacking my friends.
we goes,
now you're gonna
"Well,
die.
we were gonna
I'm
murder
sorry."
you anyway, but I was also worried."
He said that to me after I just drained the water out of his buddy and killed him.
They have reasons for doing this. You just haven't talked to. Look. Morendo is very much the type to give you a whole villain speech, and then Laurel just was there and did not go down. You have thoroughly screwed up his plans, and he's very annoyed at you right now.
All right, well, I'm happy I stood up and killed
Oh yeah,
him.
no.
explain my reasoning later.
He was
Make
excited
sure
for
they
his
all-
villain. You are raining on this super villains parade right now, man.
We're
You're
gonna take
ruining
them all
his
to a
day.
secondary location, and we're gonna explain the villain plan. And then Laurel was just like, "No."
Let me tell you, I picked the whole immunity to sleep effects thing kind of at random. It's one of the packed boons that you can pick up. I was like, oh god, there's such a long list. Sleep resistance, that's probably useful.
And
Came in handy.
this is the evil bard cult episode, so it very much did come in handy. At this point, it is the generic, the rest of the Senzas, the two, their time to go. Actually, Legato as well. I put him in this. They all look horrified at the fact that one of them just like.
One person woke up
the best
and
way
went,
I could describe is died.
dead.
Like,
Trees just woke up and went,
yeah.
I just drained a motherfucker, and we all were like,
And interestingly, that spell. Okay, yeah, you picked a good spell for that. I'm not going to tell you why, but you picked a good spell for it regardless. Anyway, the two bards who are over here, they are going to attack. They're both going to attack Laurel because Laurel is the one who is sort of, Laurel is the one who's been causing the most problems for them. Also,
yeah.
if they can get out of
need
this,
ranged weapons because he's flying.
Okay, yeah, they do. They're using magic
More
anyway.
spells.
But yeah, they want to do this whole fight without getting anywhere near Treese if they can at this point. So both of them are going to look up at Laurel, who is up in the air. They one of them kind of looks at the demon, deciding if he should help Morendo with that, but then is kind of like, no, I can handle this. What is actually the... How far up in the air did you say that you were flying?
He has a flying speed of 30 feet, so
Okay.
he will be, I moved 10 feet laterally, so that's 20 feet up in the air.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this will be good. So, is this even a... No, you don't even have to do a save for this. I remember. So, one of them whips out his horn. We'll say he's got a horn. Plays a couple notes on it. And a bunch, Laurel, around you... a bunch of music notes float up to you, in physical form, and as they get close, you see them start to sort of sharpen and begin spinning around you as he casts a cloud of daggers on your location,
that's not good.
hoping to drive you out of the air. So you take 4d4 slashing damage right off the start, and then you got to get out of there. That's going to continue. So
Yes.
yes, I'm just going to do 44 on my phone because I don't want to dig through my bag for 4d4. So, where's my dice? 6.
See,
6
normally
damage.
Matt's used Nat is used to dealing with players that do fuckery. He's not used to players that are actually good at D&D.
And that's why they're using specific counter spells, right? So you take 6 damage
Like,
from
I know
Cloud of
exactly
Daggers.
how to counter everything you're about to do.
Yeah.
And then you are now in that zone, so it's only a 5-foot cube, so you can get out of it pretty easily, but you will have to do that. And the other one, as sort of a follow-up, you said you're around 30 feet up. That's probably not... I'm kind of tempted to have him vicious mockery you, but I was about to say you know what? Screw it.
Fucking lame.
Screw it. He's gonna. I mean, he's at a higher level. He's gonna vicious mockery you, so you're gonna need a wisdom save. Whirl.
Wisdom save. Let's see. That's an 11.
11 is not gonna do it. So you are going to take. Weirdly, that does more than the Cloud of Daggers. That's going to do 7 damage. You have disadvantage on the next attack roll you make before the end of your next turn. As the other bard, watching his friend do something more, helpful with the Cloud of Daggers, the guy kind of shoots, "Why don't you get down here and stop letting your demon do all the fighting, nerd?" Of course, he is playing this through his instrument. So, it's a very musical kind of lilting insult that comes up. And I imagine, it's actually a big music note that then comes and, punches you.
You just got dissed by
my
R2D2, my guy.
We are fighting band geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Fucking
And we're getting our ass.
They're evil. Yeah, this is my band geek cult. Anyway, Legato is also going to... Actually, you know what? Legato's not going to do anything. Legato kind of, steps back into the brush a little bit. At which point it is Volath's turn.
All right. What's the big bad's name? Magato?
Morendo.
Magato? Morendo. All right. He's not focusing on me, right?
He is busy with the demon right now.
Okay. I'm gonna need to have him make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save, okay. I'm assuming that's not a pass. I don't even know what your save is. It's not. He does not pass.
He does not pass?
No.
What is it?
It's a 7.
Okay, no, he does not pass. Okay. So I'm gonna cast Harm on him.
Oh boy.
You unleash a virulent disease on a creature that you could see within range.
This party is just biotoxins, apparently.
The target must take a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 14d6 necrotic damage.
I'm glad this is a stronger boss. Dear Lord.
The damage can't reduce the target's hit points to below 1. If the target fails the saving throw, its hit point maximum is reduced for an hour by an equal amount to the necrotic damage that it took.
Jesus. Okay, roll your damage. 14?
That's going to be 52.
52. Okay. It does not immediately disintegrate Morendo as it did with this other one. But you, interestingly, actually, you see and kind of... Actually, no, is he going to use that ability yet? Nah, we'll save that one. You see the, mouth in his stomach let out a cry, which sort of shakes the ground with how loud it is as he kind of doubles over. Very, very, very harmed, as is the name of the spell, by what you just did.
Gotcha.
But not down yet. And you said that does reduce his hit point maximum?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, I will also note that any effect that removes a disease allows a creature's hit point maximum to return to normal before that time passes. So
okay.
He has an hour to remove this disease.
Gotcha. And speaking of that, it is now his turn. Okay, now you guys are doing spells that are pretty effective on this, actually. Let me see.
I also want to add, in how many odd seconds?
A turn is 6 seconds.
Yeah, 6
seconds. Laurel screamed. One of the guys disintegrated.
Yeah.
Lorendo just kind of did that Homer Simpson meme of falling back into the bushes, and then the main guy is just getting drained of his life force. This is not turning out well. Don't jump these dudes, essentially.
Well,
They wanted to find strong adventurers.
for what it's worth, Morendo had not been taking you seriously until now. And he is now taking you a lot more seriously than he was. What's everybody's HP currently, just for my reference?
I have 71.
71?
77.
77, okay.
66.
92.
92. All right, you guys have pretty good stuff, actually.
Barbarians, baby.
Let's see. So, that said, what's your... Okay. Morendo looks, furious, annoyed. Again, he was already annoyed because he didn't get to do his whole evil cult leader monologue, and now you've disintegrated one of his agents. You have harmed him greatly. He is furious at you all. You all need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Don't like that.
That's a 7 from me.
That's a fail.
Don't
Actually,
like that.
wait, you might be out of range.
That's a nat 20.
Laurel, I think you're actually out of range of this.
Yeah, I'm at least 40 feet
Oh,
away
wait.
from him.
No, never mind. You're not. Never mind. This is a cone. So
What is it? That's 10, 20... Yeah,
If-
something like 40,
if this
50
is
feet away.
if this is a cone, it spreads out enough at the end to hit you, I think.
Oh, I have advantage on the saving throws when I'm not deaf, blinded, or incapacitated.
Okay. So you have advantage. So I'll go around again.
Right, that's... All right.
Therese, what did you say? Thank you. Nat
Nat
20,
20.
you're fine. Dave?
Oh, sorry, that's me, 23.
23, you're also fine. Panda is holding up a 2, which is not great.
No.
And Laurel got a 3, 7.
7.
Okay, no. Okay, so 2 of you succeed, 2 of you fail. However, this is going to be a lot of rolls for this. Let's see. I guess I just have to do that. What is this? An 8? So no. Oh, fun. And oh, Volath. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So
Well, immediately.
first
gonna
off,
die.
maybe.
Am I just gonna be taken out?
Well, okay, not that. So everyone who fails. Actually, wait, not everyone. So Therese takes 19 damage. Laurel takes 38 damage. And then I'll do the other effects in a second. As Morendo turns around, the maw opens, and a wave of sound, like so loud you can kind of see the multicolored vibrations blasting through the air, fills the entire area. Now, Dave, you said you were...
I got a 23.
You got a 23. Okay, you're actually, amazingly, very luckily, you are fine. The waves pass through you without doing anything.
Can I say, like, I have really high acrobatics? Can I just say I was literally, like, backflipping, twirling through the waves?
Volath, you take 76 damage.
I die.
Oh!
You got...
What's your hit
That's,
point total?
Yeah, so
66. That did 10
he
points
just
over
hit
my
you with
actual
a
hit points. I'm
double
dead.
damage prismatic spray.
That would have killed me if I was at full health. I'm dead.
The fucking you back to life spell, and I didn't bring it because I thought no one would die.
Well, yeah. At this...
I'm in a rage. I'm in a rage. I can't heal.
Morendo then kind of...
Curse of the Barbarian.
After Morendo, once, you guys nuked one of his people, he nukes one of yours. After this, he turns to sort of this monologue and goes, "This is the fate of all who face the first chorus." And he just, continues this after just devastating this entire area. Now oh, no, he can do that. Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
Hang on, if he used that on us, wouldn't that also hit his guy back here?
Yes, that does. I was about to do that. He doesn't notice, is the problem with that. He does not notice that it did hit that guy, but I do need to... he does pass the save, lucky for him. Well, he does also nuke one of his own dudes. Here's the question, and this is going to be interesting. I need to... There's so many rolls I have to do for this spell, but it is actually kind of important. So note, the damage type that you are taking from this Voleth is acid damage. I need you to say what happens when you die. Yes, it matters.
Okay.
And technically, you're not like, are you dead? You're in saving throws.
Is there no way that I can do
He's
it?
in saving
you're in-
He's in
What's
death
that?
saving
Yeah, okay, I was
throws.
about to
He's
say, you
just
didn't,
knocked out
you
for the
didn't
moment.
insta-die, but I still need you to tell me what happens.
And it's acid.
Yeah.
Like I get hit
Yeah.
by acid. All right. Goliath is essentially just a really big
Yep.
dude. So essentially, just imagine like that scene from Indiana Jones where they look into the what the fuck it's
Yeah.
called, and they just melt. His skin basically turns to liquid, and he just starts melting away.
I was hoping you would not use that scene specifically. Well, I mean, I don't care, but good.
But since it's a shockwave, it's not going down; it's going back. So it's more closer to think like Terminator 2, but if it had the liquid effect of
He's getting
Temple
sandblasted.
of
Here's
Doom.
the question, and
Yeah,
by
just
asking this, I might give away what's going to happen, but it is kind of important. Are you screaming?
I don't know if I'd have time to.
Well, you are melting a little bit.
How fat? I got hit
That's fair.
immediately with 76 damage and died. I am
I don't
assuming
think
Yeah,
that
okay,
I
I'll
got
give you
hit.
that. You got nuked
Yeah,
enough.
I'm
Okay.
assuming that I had enough time to reach my hand. You seen that meme of the sea beast where the guy's sitting there and he like reaches his hand up and gets hit immediately with it? I'm assuming I had enough time to reach up and then just.
Apparently, someone in chat saying Goliaths have a reaction that allow them to sort of block damage. Do you want to try that? I'll give you that because you're doing a new thing, if you have that. But I don't know if it would help you. I don't know what your max
let's see.
was.
Features and traits, racial traits. As a reaction, reduce damage dealt to you by 1d12 plus 1 per short
Is that
rest.
enough that it would have helped?
13
let's
max
see.
Yeah.
reduction.
13 max reduction. I got hit with 76 and I was at 66.
You can try it.
So it could.
You can try it.
Okay, so 1d
1d12
12.
plus, I think, 1.
plus 1.
What do you
He
need
needs
minimum
a 10,
to?
or an 11, I guess, technically.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a 9.
Oh, so did he have
That was so
did he
close.
have bardic
That was so
inspiration? No,
close.
I don't think so. Okay, well,
It does mean it'll be easier to heal you
yeah,
back to
if
help
someone
if
can
has
someone can
anything to do
heal
that
you
with.
back. You're like
I
2
am
away.
the healer.
Yeah, he is the healer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that does, luckily for everybody else, take Morendo's whole action. So Laurel, you are now up.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Panda's just not allowed to play
for a
anyone
given
other than
value
Glib.
of. Right. Okay. Ding. Oh, actually, hang on. Wait. No.
Nathan's gonna be so mad he missed the lethal session.
See, I literally made a character that was just here to have a good time.
Oh no! Look,
And now we're having
we
a
are in
very
s-
good time indeed.
It is spooky month and a half in
I
God
love that
Force.
It's almost like we're almost 4 hours. We're a little over 3 hours in, and we went to one place and we came back. That's all.
I
we've
told
done.
you, it's a classic D&D quest.
Actually, we're only about 2.5 hours in if we're not
We've-
counting the technical issues.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta go at the usual time.
yeah. I
gotta
will.
go.
Hey, we'll have him target Treese next. I will try to get this done at least close after you have to leave, Nikhil. I'll do my best. These one shots are hard to time script, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah. Like Laurel is still trying to escape, so like he'll fly out of the range of the cloud of daggers, and then the book will stop him, and he'll be like, no, come on! At which point the book is going to curse Mr. Big Villain. It's going to cast Hex on him. There's no save for this.
Mm-hmm.
He is just cursed now, and he has disadvantage on every dexterity saving throw that he makes until the curse is broken,
All right.
which it will be in an hour.
Okay. So
That's the bonus action.
Oh, that's a bonus.
And then
action
as
you
the
did.
actual action, Eldritch Blast at disadvantage. That's a 22 to hit.
22 is you're still hitting. Well, it hits anyone on the field, so sure.
Yeah, okay. So he takes 28 damage from Eldritch Blast.
28 damage. So, he does get hit, a solid hit. He's starting to look kind of injured. You get the sense, like, this guy maybe isn't the tankiest in the world. He's a very high-powered spellcaster who was not anticipating having to fight in not home turf. So that does definitely, that's a solid blast. It kind of burns a mark into his exposed
and it
chest.
basically happens while Laurel himself is like trying to flap away,
and
the book is just holding him in place and shooting laser beams everywhere.
I love that. So Dave, you're up. You got any healing spells for Volath, or are you just going in?
I do, but I'm in a rage, so I can't use them. So Dave is just gonna be like, listen, I came here to save the children. And now my friend is melting in the corner. Unacceptable. And I use my glaive. I try to hit. That's a 23 to hit.
23 is gonna hit.
That's 7 damage. Not a lot.
It's damage.
But I can do another.
Are you adding the extra rage? You should get extra damage off rage, right?
That's 9.
Okay, that's a little bit. That's a little more.
I have to try to hit again. That's definitely not gonna hit. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not.
So I guess I swing my glaive. It's also a golden glaive that is definitely gem encrusted.
That's like the weapon I use in Destiny. Okay, you got a very fancy glaive.
A fancy glaive. So it does do a very minor damage. But then I guess that's my turn.
Do you have any bonus actions?
I can't do any other bonus actions. I think it says bonus action is 2-weapon fighting, but this is this is a whatchamacallit, a 2-handed weapon, so I just used it twice.
All right, if that's your turn, then it is Laurel's demon's turn. The demon, first thing that the demon does after just seeing this whole thing happen is it looks up at Laurel, who I assume is still frantically trying to flap away from the battle with no luck, and just shouts, "What the hell did you bring me into?"
And he's like, "Sorry."
And then it is going to go ahead and do. It's actually going to go ahead and use Reckless, which is one of its abilities, to just try to destroy this very powerful mage that it has found itself fighting. So that's going to hit. I'll do advantage just to see if it gets a 20. Okay. And oops. Once again, the demon slashes pretty deep into Mirando because again, Mirando's not wearing armor. So he is not very, he's got some sort of magical resistances, but you can see the demon's attacks leave pretty big marks that are starting to bleed along his back. At which point it is the as of yet unnamed swordsman's turn, who actually, I forgot to put him back, but he dodged out of the way of the cone, so he has moved back slightly. He is going to, Dave is down. I guess he's just going to continue trying his best to fight Dave. He's busy and not, and he misses. He actually gets a nat 1. So
drops his weapon.
Drops his weapon or hits somebody else. I could actually have it so that he's nearby enough that I could say, and I think I will for the sake of making this cocky fighter who should have a character but doesn't because of the setting. This is as Dave is focusing very heavily on Mirando and trying to get this guy down. This unnamed swordsman keeps trying to sort of butt into her attack. Eventually, she just smacks his blade with the glaive, and it goes flying and grazes Mirando's arm and hits him instead. So this guy is looking more and more mortified by the second, and he did I'll roll damage. He did a little bit of damage to Mirando in the process. He is currently not helped at all. So it is then Teresa's turn.
Okay. So bonus action, it says on the D&D Beyond that I have Flame Blade. Can I attack with that or just light it up for the bonus action?
I believe, is Flame Blade a cantrip? If I'm thinking of the thing that you're...
It's not one of my cantrips.
Let me look it up, because I think I know what spell you're referring to, and there's a fancy thing.
Yeah, I believe it just summons it, and then you can use it to attack with.
Okay, yeah.
That's why it's a bonus action to summon it, and then you can use your action to attack.
That's what I thought. That's all right. My action, what I'm going to do is, after killing one dude and then seeing Volath get wrecked immediately after, he is going to stand up and just be like, "This is not good vibes," and run over to Volath and be like, "I hope I know how to do this," and cast Cure Wounds at...
I hope I know how to do this.
Okay, it's really funny to me that you, stood up, dramatically summoned a massive blade made of fire, and then we're like, okay, healing time.
I didn't do that.
Okay, you didn't do that yet. Okay.
Oh, I just rolled the wrong thing. I just rolled the conjure animals. Ignore that.
That would be really funny if I made you do conjure animals, since you explicitly said, I hope you know how to do this, but I'm not going to be that mean of a DM.
I rolled a 29. Does he just get 29 back?
Wait, what did you roll? What was this?
On Cure Wounds. I casted Cure Wounds as a 5th level.
Oh, as a 5th level.
Rolled...
Okay, then yes. That if it's at a high level, then yeah.
So he gets 29
So you're back up at like 17, I think, Volath.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot, but you are back up.
Yeah.
So
17.
And now I'll get my fire
The
sword.
acid kind of, the melted skin sort of flows back onto Volath's bones, which I imagine is very gross to watch, but...
I imagine it just looks like a time lapse going backwards, where just
Yeah.
just pops
Like
back
a little VCR sound in the background.
Fuck!
Welcome back.
At this point,
My bones hurt!
it is the turn of the random people, 2 of whom have already been just instantly disintegrated. Legato is gone. Legato is not dead, but he has run away. This guy, who is the only remaining one that is not Morendo or Morendo's sort of lieutenant, kind of looks around and looks at Morendo, sort of gives him a glance, sees that he's not really paying attention, and also books it. I mean, Morendo just lasered one of their guys. He doesn't want to be part of this anymore. So, Volath, it is your turn now.
Shit. Okay. So my... No, he's... I was not
How's that
expecting...
pacifism doing for you, buddy?
Listen, he's not alive. I'm counting him as not alive. Giant chest mouth doesn't count.
I do really want to hear the depiction, the qualifiers for this after this session is over.
You will never understand.
Do you even know, or are you winging it every time? Because when
it
you
is
texted me, you didn't tell me.
It is explicitly within his within my written designation for him. His rules are so specific that literally no one can read them. If you read them, it's essentially like looking into the eyes of Cthulhu. You go mad.
Fair
you don't
enough.
understand.
Okay. He's got his own system.
Exactly.
Let's see how that system goes into play now. It is just Morendo and unnamed, or as of yet unnamed, Swashbuckler at the moment.
Fire all of my things.
He's taking a second. He just got unacided. He's got a process.
I just got unacided and I'm trying to figure out if I am
you're
still technically alive.
And you're still at 17 health, so you're not doing amazing.
Alright, hold on. Alright. Okay. Okay. I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon. That is going to be a 13 to hit.
13 to hit on Morendo? That is not going to do it.
On Morendo. Fucking piece of goddamn. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna fucking try and back up away from him.
That's fair.
So I can try and regain some health.
Because it is his turn next, I believe. So, you back up. Let's see. What is he gonna do next? Let me look at his options. Not that. That's level 1 spells. That's
The first thing he's going to do on his turn is he's going to do a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, you're right.
Because I cursed him.
He's in the zone and he's cursed. Okay. Yeah, I'll roll to see if he gets a 1, which he did not. He does not pass that. So he is restrained.
Then he takes 3d6 damage.
Okay.
Which I'm going to roll for you.
Go for it.
That's 11 damage, and he's restrained, which means his speed is 0, he can't move, and all attack rolls against him have advantage until he can free himself.
Okay, excellent. He is going to, I would say, go ahead and probably try to free himself. That is going to be his main priority at this point. Does it say, is there a specific...
Yeah, he needs to make another dexterity saving throw. Again, like,
oh, it's a dexterity. Okay, it was a dexterity. I was wondering if it was a strength or something, but no, if it's a dexterity, that's what he's trying to do. Oh, God. Yeah, wow, that curse is really coming in. He is going to kind of... You can see his maw kind of biting at these tentacles, but since they're sort of liquidy, he smashes through one of them, but then it just sort of reforms around him and he is unable to actually get out of it. So he is solidly entangled right now, on which note, Laurel, it is your turn.
Sweet. Like, Laurel has sort of realized that he's not getting away.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. So he's like whining up there. And he's going to yeah, what options do I have at this point? He really doesn't have much left right now.
Hey,
he's kind of spent everything.
Done plenty.
Yeah, so I guess it's another well, I have advantage, so does 22 hit?
22 does.
And that should be 33 damage from the Eldritch Blast.
Damage. He is not looking great at this point.
Yeah, at this point, Laurel, he's like, I'm really sorry about all this!
Laurel has saved you guys because you would be fighting somewhere else where they would have more of an advantage. But Laurel, by purely resisting multiple attempts to knock him out, moved the fight to here, which has very much helped. Morendo is again blasted with another volley of shots from the book, leaving another set of burn scars across his chest. Not down yet, but you can see, again, kind of grossly because it's the maw doing this, starting to breathe much heavier. His eyes are a little bit more bloodshot. He's not doing amazing. A little bit of like blood dribbling out of the chest mouth, maybe, if we want to be even more gross. Momo, your turn.
Actually, I have a bonus action, which is the tentacle that I summoned, like the individual one. It's going to attack the cocky guy with the sword. Does 12 hit? It does not.
12 does not, no.
No.
Hey.
Moving on.
I have a question. So when I did the True Strike, it should have told me if he's immune to being charmed.
He is not immune to being charmed.
Or immune or resistant.
Is it immune? Is it immunity to anything? Maybe I might have actually said or missed an immunity there. What is it? Just any immunity, or is it specifically charm?
Like it should have told me like his defenses, so it would have been like immune to this, resistant to this.
I did miss something there, which was my bad. I don't think it would have affected anything that happened between now and then. He is immune to sonic-based attacks. Anything sonic-based he's immune to.
No, that would not have changed anything.
It was such I didn't think anyone in here had that, so it slipped my mind to say. But for lore purposes that the chat might be guessing on, he is immune to sound-based things.
Oh, I'm like trying to... Where am I again? Oh, I'm right here. Like, I'm pretty... If I get hit by one of those things, I'm probably not going to go down. But I would have to, like, get out of my rage to do this thing that's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna... Okay, I am not in range of any attackers right now, am I?
The only attackers that are there right now are Sword Guy and Morendo. You are in the range of Sword Guy. He's still trying to hit you. He is just the unluckiest bastard in this entire fight and has not done a single thing.
Oh, he's unlucky. He is unlucky.
I mean, he did like 3 damage to you and then stabbed his boss. It hasn't been great for him.
True. I'm just like, I'm literally like so shook. I don't know what to do because I'm not a super great. I'm not high level enough to actually do damage with my glaive. So I guess I'm gonna like. I'm going to exit my rage. A bonus action, leave my rage.
Take a nice chill in the middle of the battle.
Because I like to think of it as, like, oh my gosh, I almost called her Madison, but Dave's rage is like, have you ever seen like a drunk girl how they don't take damage like they should?
As someone who has,
that's what like, she's resistant to damage.
I have seen, yeah.
But now she's like, okay, I'm feeling it a little bit. I feel it a little bit. And she's gonna cast it's a bonus action to exit your rage. She's gonna cast Nether's Mischief, And I gotta roll a
I don't know.
d4. Do you need to know what that spell does?
Yes, that name did not ring any bells. Actually, wait,
basically it's like a mischief spell. So you fill a 20-foot cube you can see within range with Fey and Draconic magic.
I do know that spell.
Roll in the mischievous surge table to determine the magic effect produced, and roll again at the start of each of your turns until the spell ends. You can move the cube to up to 10 feet before you roll.
It's the screw with everybody spell. I remember this one.
Yeah, so it's gonna go obviously against the main guy we're fighting, and that's going to be 1d4. Where's my d4? I gotta pull it up. Sorry.
I can roll it for you.
That's a 4. So that means drops of molasses hover in the cube, making it difficult terrain until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
So it's difficult terrain for this dude.
For both. Wait, for just
whoever's in the 20-foot cube.
So that would be both of them, I'm assuming.
They're pretty close to each
I was
other.
gonna say, you can cast it.
Oh,
You
okay,
can
then
definitely
both
cast
in
it
the
in a
cube.
way where, because for this is also a. I mean, that's 10-foot cube, isn't it? So yeah, you can definitely get them both in a 20-foot cube.
Then they're both in it. It's difficult terrain for them.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think like Dave's just gonna be like, I gotta sit down for a moment. I gotta sit down. like walks away to like go lean on a tree.
I mean, Dave is just Madison after hanging out with Wong so long she picked up some magic skills. That's the vibe that I'm getting from Dave. Let's see, who is next in the order? Oh, it would be Laurel's Demon next. And actually, he's going to continue doing Reckless. The Demon has just been slashing at Morendo this entire time. Like, it is clearly pretty annoyed that it has been summoned here. Oh, I can do some funny lore stuff with this, actually. I'll maybe do that in a bit. Regardless, the Demon is going to continue attacking. It's going to hit with that. It's not going to... Nope.
Remember, it has advantage, too.
Oh, it already has advantage because of Reckless. It's been using that ability. It says it just wants this done. So that's why it's not making 4 attacks. It still missed one of them because it got its first unlucky roll. But it is still doing a decent amount of damage. It gets in sort of one more slash, but I guess actually it's kind of slashing through the molasses as well. So it slows down the attack. It does get in, sort of, it clips him, but nothing major. At which point it is the Swashbuckler's turn. He's already not doing good. He's had a bad day, and now he's covered in molasses. I don't expect this to go very well for him, and it will not. He still does not manage to do anything. This guy does not have bad stats. He is just maybe the unluckiest character I've ever rolled. At this point, he's also kind of leaving, and I know he's got reduced movement, so he's just going to kind of back over there. Technically, I guess Dave would probably get an attack of opportunity off that, I think, if you would like to do that.
Yes, if he leaves her attack range,
Yeah,
she gets to attack.
This dude's whole party is just like, you know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
He literally disintegrated one of them.
Like Dave's just like, where do you think you're going? And slashes with Everglaive, and that's gonna be like, what is?
I'm sorry. Did I say that you could leave? And
So the 23 hit.
Yes, a 23 hits.
That's only 5 damage.
You mean you stab him a little bit as he's running away? That was not much of a combat necessary attack. That was an insult to injury thing for that guy.
She's also a little bit drunk. Remember that, people.
Yeah.
She's a little bit drunk.
Morendo kind of screams after him just so I can drop his name. He goes, Andante, where are you going? But Andante does not pay attention and continues leaving. Treese, your turn.
Dental isn't worth this.
All right.
I didn't even want to join this band. Fuck you.
Is Mouthboy basically dead?
He
or
is
he,
not
like...
looking good. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how much HP he has, but like, he has not been. All of his underlings have abandoned him. He's been hit with several powerful spells. There is still a demon slashing at his back, and he is a fairly old guy, even though he is magically empowered. Clearly.
I don't know if I want to kill him. I think I could.
He did melt one of your guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's the one who melted Volak,
Yeah,
right?
he did his big... Dave specifically is very lucky that she passed that saving throw, because I believe that would have sent her into another dimension.
Are you serious?
It's a hell of a spell that he used. I didn't actually know
Holy
it could do
shit,
that.
man! You can't just drop that.
What's the spell? He used Prismatic Spray, which can do like 8 different things. And yeah, the creature, if it basically you're blind. I'll go and tell you this for the purposes because he's probably not going to get to use it again, and even if he does, he'll have more time. You have to make a Wisdom saving throw. And if you fail that, you're blinded. Then you have to make another Wisdom saving throw. If you fail that, you get transported to another plane of existence. And if he gets a max roll on that, then he does double damage, which is what he did to Volath. It's a 7th level spell that he blasted you all with. So
Yeah. The
I
highest
feel
spell
less
level.
bad for just fucking disintegrating.
The highest spell level Dave has is 3.
yeah, no, he's a bit better of an attacker than that.
All right.
Regardless, it is Nikhil's turn.
So I know I said this at the last time, but as far as I'm concerned, I use my bonus action. I get my flame blade.
Mhm.
I have now scimitar made out of fire,
Yes, you do.
and I point it at him, and I say, "Melting friends is not good." And unrelated to the sword, cast Call Lightning, so a storm cloud forms above him.
You're
and
making
lightning-
double sure this fucker's dead. You are salting the earth.
I've actually used the sword. I just want to have something cool to point at.
It's a bonus action. It doesn't hurt you to do. All right, so you call lightning.
So it's a Dex 14 to save.
And I
Which
believe
he
he
has
does. I was
disadvantage
about to say he has disadvantage on that. Actually, he theoretically should have double disadvantage because he is restrained.
Yeah.
Amazingly, he actually does pass it.
Okay, then he takes
I
half.
mean, that's still
totally
pretty good.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. Oh, that was so low too. I'm
Wait,
upset. What's 23 divided?
Wait, 2.
23 divided by 2.
That's like a you round up, so that's
11?
12, I think. You round up.
Oh yeah.
It was 6d10.
Oh,
That was
wow. That was
Oh.
a real bad roll. Amazingly, that actually does not kill him. He kind of like, as you point your sword at him, he opens his maw to speak and then just gets blasted by lightning before he can get a word out. It's not dead, but he looks remarkably like he is inches away from death right now.
If he doesn't move, I can hit him again next.
This is fitting. Volaf, time to see how pacifist you really are.
Okay, I have a walking speed of 30, so I'm gonna close the gap and get right up in his face.
I figured.
Because I am exactly 30 feet away from him.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Did
get
I
right
leave
up to
that
him,
up?
and then I'm going to cast Inflict Wound.
Okay.
Hit.
That's gonna
You have
hit.
advantage.
It's gonna hit regardless. I mean, I guess you can see if he
Okay.
gets a nat
Okay.
20.
That is going to be 7d10 necrotic damage.
You can
So
roll
that's
if
gonna
you
be-
want. That is, even if you get lowest rolls, he's dead.
So I walked straight up to him, put my hand on his head, and then he just died. Because that's 31 damage.
Inflict wounds is like cuts appear on their body, right?
Yeah, so it just touched him, and then all of a sudden just...
Yeah, I'm imagining this as like when you
In a
blast.
Tom and Jerry cartoon.
I'm imagining it as when
I was
you
more thinking Springtrap, like without the suit.
I was
Like-
thinking like Doom, like when you hit a demon with a shotgun in Doom and they just explode into bits.
Oh no, I want him to crumble at my feet.
Okay.
I want it to be like
Yeah.
grab and then just blood goes everywhere and he just drops.
Whatever happens, he's definitely dead. Though notably, when he dies, you can see after a moment, a sort of this energy starts forming in the maw on his stomach that after a moment blasts into the sky and rockets away, which players will know what that means. Skyan doesn't, but you know, the rest of
Damn
you,
it, motherfucker!
the rest of you know what that means.
I like to think that it looks like he was curly fried, like he was put through a curly fry cutter.
Oh God.
Oh god.
You guys are scary. Anyway, you have...
You made Polnaros! Shut the fuck
I
up!
made Polaris.
What
I'm
are
doing
you
the
talking
Aragus art.
about?
This villain has a mouth in his stomach that's all scary. I like doing my horror stories, and this wasn't even that bad, comparably. It'll get worse. Anyway.
After he's on the ground,
Yeah, Miranda's
just for
dead.
flavor, I want Volat to just be like, gonna just drop over because he is still in excruciating pain.
Oh man, you're lucky. You're lucky you overkilled him so much, because now that he's very much dead and the powers might change from person to person, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that he could heal off sound. So if you screamed, he was gonna heal himself.
No.
But yeah, so he's dead now though. So
drop to the ground, scream, and then just fall over. Because I did just get fucking melted like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, you got melted, and now you're still, again, not doing super great, but you're not dead.
I got fucking visioned from Infinity War. I got melted and then put back together just to be dropped on the ground again.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So that is, the guy that you were dealing with is dead. Again, Legato left, Andante left. Technically, one of the other ones left as well. But there's no one else around you in the clearing at the moment. We can actually go back off the battle map.
Yeah. I am in so much fucking pain!
Does anyone know what just happened?
Up in the air, like slowly, Laurel is being pulled towards the big demon by the book. But it's like kind of flapping away, like, no, I don't want to know.
Yeah. Can someone please put me in the direction of my ire D&D? I need to write out.
Oh, I should also say, while Laurel is in the air, now that they are all the Sons of Discorso are dead and or gone, any illusions that were affecting the forest are now gone, and you can see the village on sort of the horizon a little bit ways off.
So they'll be like, no. Oh, there it is. Oh, no.
Can I cast Mass Cure Wounds for everyone around us? That's a choose up to 6 creatures within a 30-foot radius. Each regains hit points equal to 3d8 plus spellcasting ability. So that's gonna be everybody gets back 25 health.
Nice.
I just needed 7 to be at full health.
Yeah, most of you got fairly lucky from that blast that he fired off. Oh, the demon that Laurel summons kind of like stares at you and goes, "Don't call me again," and then vanishes.
Oh my god, it gets
That's in keeping for the Kraken.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do that right at the end. Anyway, you are now in the clearing. The village is visible. If you know,
after I heal, I like get back up. I'm like, I need a bed. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. I need to do. I'm going that way.
Yeah, Laurel sort of like looks around. And he's gonna cast Tensor's floating disc, which makes a little disc that's 3 feet in diameter that floats above the ground if anyone wants to get ferried back.
Yes, please. Like, I just get on top of it.
We don't have much. We're not playing these characters again, right? I don't need to save things.
Not necessarily. Well, I mean, what do you mean save things?
No, it doesn't matter because the session.
I was gonna say, like, if you mean like save spell slots and stuff, like, yeah, that's you can. There might be a situation where you bring the characters back if you want, but like,
I'm gonna turn into an eagle and be like, nah,
Nikhil,
I'm good. Because
So Nikhil turns into a bird. I feel like a much more aesthetically pleasing form than Teresa's normal one.
Bird buddy.
And you guys fly back to the village. Now, as I said at the beginning of this session, this was sort of me expanding on an aspect of Ventrell in the past that I hadn't yet, which is basically just the fact that gods sort of rise and fall over the history of this world, and like people have dealt with them in the past, and sometimes they make cults around themselves, and sometimes that might matter later in the main campaign. So this was basically just sort of a one-shot history story of like one other time that someone rose to power and then fell. Though you don't, since you kill them so quick, you know, relatively speaking, you don't know exactly what Morendo's goal was. So that might be explored in a later one-shot or a later campaign episode. We will see how it goes.
I can't wait for Glib to go to the Tomb of the Kraken and hear like the epic of Laurel.
Oh yeah, definitely. Laurel is 100. I'll go ahead. Well, we can do kind of like the where are they now sort of thing, because this is 300 years in the past. So
in the past.
I'm assuming not all of you are alive. Dave, being a human woman, probably is dead.
Dave is probably. We don't know that though.
We don't know that
I think
necessarily.
she wrote like a
don't
tell-all
know that.
book about it and became a famous author.
That would actually, yeah, that would track. But yeah, so if you guys sort of, and I'll actually say this maybe after we're off live, if you guys want to tell me ideas of like what you think your people would have been doing after this, because again, this was meant to be very much a self-contained adventure of just like, oh yeah, sometimes gods exist and screw stuff up for people. But if you have an idea of what your person would be doing, because at least Laurel, if not in, appearing again, with Laurel being connected to the past of Glib, Laurel will be referenced again for sure. As the Kraken's favorite kid.
Motherfucker. Glib is not going
like
to
the
like you,
annoying,
man. I'm
perfect
so
golden
sorry.
child.
No, it's well,
Dude,
okay.
my
here's-
character's gonna my character's gonna show up and be like, this motherfucker, who the hell is this?
I'm gonna tell you what Laurel's gonna. I'm gonna not spoil, but I'm gonna give a little bit of a hint because again, Sky, and this is something that you probably don't know yet. This campaign does and will more in the future involve time travel, so the odds of them meeting Laurel in person again are not out of the question. And I'm gonna tell you,
to come back and summon demons again.
I will 100% contact you. But what I am gonna say, if the modern party hears stories about Laurel, the stories will paint Laurel as like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure level of unrealistic hero. And then they're going to meet Laurel and see the scrawny little nerdy tiefling with the book stuck to his hand. And that
Laurel
would be
100%
great. So
soloed this battle in the stories.
Yeah.
Laurel did this alone while everyone was asleep.
Yeah.
That's how this is going to be told later.
yeah. Blob is going to reference Laurel at some point for sure. This will be happening at some point in the main campaign. So hey, we got some good connections out of it. Regardless, that is going to be the end of the one shot for today. Whether it will come back, I'll keep a secret what elements might come back and what not in other forms. Skyen, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time.
Thank you for having me. This was a delight.
Sorry again to everyone, players and audience, for the tech errors at the beginning. Again, it was not my fault. My internet died, so screw Spectrum Internet. There's a good way to end the session. Regardless, let's do plugging stuff at the end. We already said some of this in the midpoint, but I'll go ahead and do it again. Next week, we will have episode 7. I always forget. 7? Are we on 7? I don't know why I can't remember.
I think we're on 7.
I think it's
yeah.
because I DM these one-shots every other week, and I forget what the number is for these the main lines. Episode 7 is going to be probably, I can't say for sure because I don't know how bad the players are going to screw up, but probably the conclusion of the Aragdus arc, which we left at quite a cliffhanger last episode, so I'm sure a lot of people are very, very excited to see that and where that horror nonsense goes. If you are new and have not seen previous episodes, there are a couple places you can find them. We have a YouTube that has all the previous episodes. We are also on Spotify. Links to those should have been dropped in the description. Yes, we have links there. If you click on our Spotify, there's a couple things you can find there. That will take you to a support page. The episodes are free. You don't have to support us, but we'd appreciate it. If you just click through this that page, it'll take you to the episodes. This one will be up on Wednesday, at some point Wednesday.
Yeah, up on the Spotify Wednesday morning for commuters, Wednesday afternoon for people that want to watch it live on, not live, want to watch the video on YouTube.
And again, if you, as we mentioned in the middle, I need to look up exactly how this works because Momo set this up. Somewhere on the Spotify, we do have the sort of poll thing. I do kind of want to get some sort of prize thing, something minor for whoever like guesses the things right. But I'll have to work that out. So no official word on that yet. Let's see again. Oh, I'll plug Amy's Etsy one more time. So a lot of you know, I don't know if she's here, Amy Wiccan Demiurge in the chat. She is my chief mod on everything. If you're on my Discord, you've probably seen her. Right now, we are trying to plug her Etsy a lot. Oh, she's here. Yeah, of course she's here. We are trying to plug her Etsy because a couple months ago at this point, she got hired at a new job. And just as of like last week or maybe the week before, got laid off for that from that job. Only because the boss of the company decided that they didn't need that position anymore. She didn't do anything wrong, so she got that. Now, I do want she does have a job now. She does have a job, so that is good if anyone was updating that situation. So, yay, Amy! But that said, if you still want to help support her, her Etsy is in the chat. She makes various patches for things. I ordered a bunch of Power Rangers ones from her. There's also a bunch of Marvel ones. Jeff the Land Shark is a very common one, so that is linked in the chat as well. As usual, to sort of wrap things up, does anyone have anything they want to plug? Skyen, I'll let you plug your socials again for anyone who doesn't know you.
Yeah, I mean, I do videos on YouTube. I discuss art and animation. If you want a video about the most beautiful splash arts in League of Legends, I have that on my channel. It's youtube.com/tvsky.
Cool. Actually, do we have that linked in chat? I can maybe link that in chat.
I believe my link tree is in the thing that's been popping up.
Oh, did Amy already put that in? Did she, she probably did. Amy's very, very, very good at being a mod, so we'll trust Amy to do that. She knows what. Yeah, Amy already knows what she's doing. She's fantastic. Everyone say thank you to Amy, and then go buy stuff from her. On that note, I hope everybody enjoyed the session. Like I said a bit ago, we will be back next Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time for episode 7 of the main campaign. Thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your night, and we will see you all later.